What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 6DN76. Ancient Weapon 1 Blow. My brother will soon become the One Piece. Please stop, please subscribe for full order. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 2 Luffy. In the future, the Mara fruit will be eaten by Sabo, that is to say, Ace, is dead? Close black lens bracket. Luffy couldn't accept this fact. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. Although the strength is not as good as that of number 1 World, but it is still very good, close black lens bracket. Number 2 Kaido. The Marine headquarters is full of talents. In 2 years, there are 2 new Marine Admirals. Ant number 2. They haven't become Marine Admiral yet, maybe they can find out, whoever can recruit such a strong person, the overall strength will be improved to a higher level, close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. That person named Fujitora should exist in our world, so find out as soon as possible. This is a very powerful force. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aramaki. Pirates, stop daydreaming, all pirates must be eradicated. Long live Sakazuki-sama, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Fujitora. I used to want to be a Marine, but Marine's justice seems not pure enough, close black lens bracket. Fujitora, who is in the casino at the moment, is blind. The color of knowledge is extremely powerful, know what happened. And with a thought, you can also send a barrage on the comparison video. Never heard Ren interpretation of justice. Fujitora really intends to enter the Marine. I want to try to change this dirty world. But now, he wants to join Kizaru's new Marine even more. Such justice is true justice. Number 2 Sengoku watched the bullet screen broadcast by Fujitora. It felt like something was stabbing my heart. Could it be that such a strong person will become an enemy in the future? Isn't the future Marine Admiral? Such a talent must not be easily let go. No. 2 Sengoku. There are indeed many things that are not good enough in Marine, but anyway, Marine is still an ideal place for you to realize your ambitions. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Sengoku, it's really rare that you would take the initiative to admit this. It seems that Kizaru's withdrawal has made you more eager for other strong people, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Akainu. Sengoku. Close black lens bracket Akainu frowned slightly, he felt that it was inappropriate to do so. Even for the sake of recruiting strong men, as the Marshal of the 30th Navy, he took the initiative to admit some mistakes. Still a bit of a loss of face to Marine. Open black lens bracket number 2 Fujitora. Is that so? Close black lens bracket. Fujitora fell into thinking, it is not terrible for an organization to make mistakes. The terrible thing is knowing the mistakes and not correcting them, then there is nothing to save. But at this moment, Kizaru stepped forward to grab someone. Number 2 Kizaru. True justice only exists in the new Marine. The new Marine is waiting to be rebuilt, and strong talents are urgently needed to join. To change the world, we must get rid of corruption in order to be truly successful. Open black lens bracket Saturn 2. Kizaru. What do you mean? Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Kizaru close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kizaru. It's not interesting, you are short of people, our new Marine is even more short of people, justice does not divide camps, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. I think justice should treat everyone equally, and should not be special. People who pursue justice should not have different positions and lineups, close black lens bracket. Ren words are obviously in support of Kizaru. But number 2 Sengoku and 5 elders did not refute for a while. Mostly Ren is here, too much pressure on them. Anyway, let's get to it later. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. Come join our new Rocks pirates. Conquer the world with me, treasure, women, fame, power, whatever you want. As long as you are strong, the captain can take turns, close black lens bracket. Number 2 Golden Lion. Can I call you as the captain? Can I be the captain for 2 days first? Number 2 Rocks. Get lost. Don't think I don't know what you want to do. You've been trying to grab my captain's position before. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. Didn't you say to cherish talents? Am I not a talent? Be the captain of the ship for 2 days, close black lens bracket. Number 2 Rocks. Run away in 2 days, right? Shut up, you. However, no matter how everyone invites. Aramaki and Fujitora in World 1 never came out to post barrage. Don't we have these 2 people in this world? Number 1 Sengoku couldn't help but wonder. There were too many bullet screens before, and number 1 Sengoku remembered number 2 Aramaki, who spoke frequently. But number 1 Aramaki and Fujitora didn't seem to notice much. The answers to many questions will be overwhelmed by other answers in an instant. In the end, the answer was chosen by the video. Number 1 Sengoku is not sure if there are these 2 people in this world. Video 2 is still playing. In the dark night, the commotion gradually subsided. The entire Holy Land was searched several times, but the target was not found. It was also considered impossible for the attackers to remain in the Holy Land. But Sabo actually had another purpose in his trip. That is to confirm whether there is a behind the scenes behind 5 elders. When several searches were over and nothing was found. All vigilance is only superficial vigilance. No one expected that the intruder would turn back again. The crow flies in the dark night, Sabo sits on it, and under the cover of night, they they fly all the way to the depths of the Holy Land. Advertisement finally, at the edge of an old castle window, I saw a figure sitting on a throne. Seeing this moment, not only Sabo's pupils contracted suddenly. The countenance of the countless strong pirates in front of the video also sank. Open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. Didn't it mean that the throne of the world government is empty and there is no real ruler? Although the view inside is not good and you can't see clearly, there are indeed people sitting on the throne. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. That is Jin Xing of the highest power department. He actually knelt down to report. That person is actually in charge of the world government, the real king of the world. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. I have guessed this before, but I didn't expect it to be true. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Roger. The water in the world government is deeper than you think. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Venus. Shut up Roger, believe it or not, I will make Fire Fist Ace's life worse than death right now. Close black lens bracket. All the powerhouses, including Marine and Rear Admiral, were all shocked. For a long time, I thought that the highest authority of the world government is the 5 elders. And the throne is called the Void Throne. It is meaningful, and it is a symbol of the world government announcing to all countries in the world that they are not dictators. But now, there is a king on the Void Throne, a king most people don't know about. Many top powerhouses are terrified after thinking about it. Above the 5 elders, there is a king. Many kings are also in turmoil, in order to prevent many alliance countries from competing for the power of world government. The world government has always declared that the world government has no king. There are only 5 people in the highest power department, and the power is not centralized. But now it seems that their previous propaganda was just fart. Although judging from many previous behaviors, they're just farting. But being known publicly like this is equivalent to not even having the last fig leaf. The kings of many kingdoms will soon attack. The 5 elders' control over the kingdoms will also rapidly weaken. You are too careless, someone is here. The figure of the throne said lightly. What? Venus number 2's complexion changed. Run away. Sabo felt the terrifying pressure from Imna. Stronger breath than any general, even if it's a long distance away. Himself at the window. He's on the throne. This is at least 1,000 meters away. But I still felt the vastness of the ocean, and the terrifying and cold breath like purgatory spread over. Sabo is enough to compete with Admiral. At this moment, I dare not stay any longer. Immediately remind the crow to leave. The crow speeds up suddenly, carrying Sabo and disappearing into the sky. But at this moment, Venus was holding the weapon, and a pair of dark wings spread out from behind. With a sudden shake, he chased after him. The terrifying sword energy enveloped Sabo. Sabo keeps defending against attacks from behind. The crow concentrates on speeding up and fleeing quickly. But Venus has black wings and is not slow at all. After chasing after him, it is clear that Venus is angry and wants to kill Sabo, the intruder, completely. Sabo's strength is obviously much lower than that of Venus. After a while, the body was covered with bloodstains and wounds. In this way, the two chased from night to day. In the end, Sabo took a huge risk and plunged into the center of a storm, only to get rid of the pursuit of Venus. A few days later, Sabo and other Revolutionary Army cadres wrapped in bandages. Meet at the promised Lusia Kingdom. This kingdom also belongs to the ancestral land of a certain celestial dragons. At this time, Sabo was also notified by the world government as a criminal who attacked King Alabasta. Once you find your companion, Sabo couldn't wait to use the encrypted phone bug to report the result of the operation to the dragon. We've successfully rescued the bear and I've seen amazing things at the Holy Land. At this moment, Sabo has not finished speaking. A strange cloud suddenly floated over the entire kingdom of Lusia. What a colossal thing is the cloud. Sabo and other officers of the Revolutionary Army are aware of the mortal danger. In the cloud and mist, a dazzling light suddenly appeared. Then the powerful light beams poured down like raindrops crazily. Continuous. The speed is extremely fast and the range is extremely wide. Covers an entire kingdom, an entire island, in everyone's terrified eyes. The rain like light beams caused a series of terrifying explosions. In a pinch, Sabo fights back. Advertisement, but this light beam is too strong. Each one seems to penetrate the sky, so dense that it looks like a whole waterfall is falling down. Boom boom boom. After the crazy and terrifying continuous bombing attack. Wait until the flames of the explosion dissipate again. This sea, the whole island, the whole country, not a single gravel could be found. Here, there is only a calm ocean. There is nothing left. Everything has been wiped clean. This scene made the people of the two worlds extremely horrified in an instant. Even the Emperor level can't wipe out an island so completely. Number 2 Kaido. What is that thing that appeared in the cloud force just now? Open black lens bracket and number 2. A big country, an island, melted in an instant, nothing left, close black lens bracket. Number 2 rocks. Ancient weapon, world government used ancient weapon. Open black lens bracket number 2 usury king. What, does this kind of thing actually exist? Close black lens bracket. Brother number 2. Fufufu. It seems that this time the Revolutionary Army has completely angered the world government. No wonder. Who let him discover a secret that he shouldn't have discovered? Number 2 Lock Doll. Damn Straw Hat Kid, damn Nico Robin. This is the power of ancient weapon. If I got it back then, even if Admiral was hit head on, it would be almost impossible to survive. At this moment, the one who regrets the most is Clock Doll. At the beginning, he was only one step away from obtaining this weapon. In the end, he was defeated by the Straw Hat Kid. The heaviest all it takes is Nico Robin from start to finish, not trying to find that thing for himself. Locke is 90% sure that the finished ancient weapon must be sleeping in Alabasta. But he searched all over the kingdom and couldn't find it. There must be some special means of protection. Open black lens bracket Garp number 1. Are you kidding me? That is a whole country. How many innocent lives are there? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Garp, how long are you going to be naive? The world government is a brutal dictator. Any signs of threat will be wiped out. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Akainu. The whole island is gone. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Venus number 2. This is the end for all thugs who dare to offend the authority of the world government. If the innocent are to blame, they can blame the Revolutionary Army. They brought disaster to you. Close black lens bracket. Now that the video has been exposed, number 2 Venus has also generously admitted it. 217 is just enough to deter those strong men who are resurrected and restored to their peak. As for the thoughts of the common people, HMPH, of course they will consider it under normal circumstances. But if there is no way to hide it, what are civilians? Fear and deterrence are also a means of domination. Open black lens bracket number 2 Garp. There are many people who are innocent. Close black lens bracket. Garp's face is extremely ugly. Although Sengoku is a bit ugly, he has seen many similar things. After all, justice always requires compromise in the overall situation. Number 2 Venus. Do we have to wait for the Revolutionary Army to launch a large-scale war before we take action? When a large-scale war breaks out at that time, more people will die, and we have to replace most of them. Considered by several people, in order to appease people a little bit, Jin Xing explained one more sentence. Civilians don't have to care, but the mood of the Marine generals still needs to be taken care of. Number 2 Shi Iron Reese Vice Admiral. Master 5 Elders is right, for the sake of the overall situation, sometimes some sacrifices are unavoidable. Number 2 Ghost Spider Vice Admiral. In the face of brutal criminals, if our methods are too gentle, we will be manipulated by the thugs. What will we do to ensure the order of this sea? Order and peace. Open black lens bracket number 2 Doberman Vice Admiral. Buster Call is the same principle. If you want to live, you have to do your own thing honestly. Don't always think about going to sea to become a pirate, let alone attempt to provoke the authority of the world government. 5 elders got the support of many vice admirals. This kind of thing is not uncommon in the senior management of Marine. The civilians looked at it, some thought it was reasonable, some thought the world government was too radical. But what can they do? It is a small number of people who have the ability to change the world. Number 1 and number 2 Rocks. It's so funny, everyone did the same thing, and it turned out that your world government is just, and we are evil, ha ha ha. Number 2 Luffy. Sabo. Is Sabo dead? It is not easy to know that Sabo is alive. But to lose again, this kind of blow, Luffy can't bear it. With such an attack, Admiral will die if hit from the front. Many people who knew Luffy were silent, but at this moment, the number 2 video continues to advance rapidly. Didn't stop there yet. The scene goes to New World, stopping at Mercury Island. Before Raftel was discovered, it was believed to be the end of the Grand Line. It wasn't until Roger discovered Raftel. The world knew that the end of the Grand Line was not here. At this moment, a world government fleet is approaching this sea area. Sabo with the Revolutionary Army fleet stopped the fleet led by 5 elders and Marine Admiral. Please stay tuned. My brother is only one step away from conquering the Grand Line and becoming the king of pirates. I hope you don't bother him. Sabo is still looking at the enemy fleet with a confident smile. 77. Luffy becomes the One Piece. Sabo highlight moment. It's actually a helper demon. Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement strong winds, strong waves. The two did not speak much when they met. The artillery fire of the fleets on both sides immediately fired salvo. Yandy Sabo. Go away. This time it has nothing to do with your Revolutionary Army. Jupiter angrily scolded Sabo. Since the invasion of the Holy Land, Sabo has been called Emperor Yan by the world. Sabo loves this name too, because it means that Ace, his lost brother, is always by his side. And this time he won't lose his brother again, he swore it on Ace's grave. Luffy is my younger brother, it's not going to work. Don't mistake yourself, one last warning, we have no time to waste on you, Jupiter glared. That's exactly what I'm going to do, he has found Raftel, how could you interfere with him at this time? Kill him. Jupiter stop talking nonsense. Many pacifists go out with Seraphim and Admiral. The laser light in the sky is one step ahead of the ships and shoots towards the fleet led by Sabo. Fire Fist Dragon King. Roar. A huge fire fist with a diameter close to 100 meters. Like a furious dragon, it raged all the way, blasting through a dozen medium-sized and 3 large top-level warships in an instant. But Seraphim has the ability to fly, overcome this fire fist and attack from the air. Bear shocked. Tyrant Bear came out of the cabin. His face was expressionless and indifferent, but his eyes were no longer mechanized. But human feelings. He took back from Becca Punk the feelings and all life experiences that belonged to him that were ejected and stored. He spread his hands, and a compressed air cannonball in the shape of a bear paw flew out. After leaving a distance of about 10 meters, expand rapidly and explode. There was a loud bang. The explosion covered more than tens of kilometers. A soaring water column comparable to an upwelling current exploded on the sea. Some ships were smashed, but the frontal battlefield was defended by Jupiter with a green barrier. Tongtian Wood. Araki controls the boat. The ship twisted directly and turned into a sharp stump to hit Sabo's fleet. As they approached, the tree stumps exploded, and the wooden slats pierced through more than a dozen warships in an instant. Rushover. Saturn led the fleet to approach rapidly. Luffy is the star of hope in the world. We must not let the tricks of the world government succeed. Stop them. Sabo didn't budge either. The sea battle breaks out. More than 200 warships in size are facing each other, close to hand combat, and the strong will fight. Sabo faced off against the 5 elders, and this time, they fought with all their might. Open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. The Chief of Staff of the Revolutionary Army has become a Fumemo, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. In order to create a chance for the Straw Hat Boys to become king, he would not hesitate to lead the fleet of the Revolutionary Army to intercept the 5 elders. Does this guy have no sense of the big picture? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. What kind of helper demon? It's really ugly to speak. This is called brotherly love. You selfish guys must not understand this kind of feeling. I am very optimistic about this little devil named Sabo. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket ant number 2. How did this guy not die under the bombing of the ancient weapon? Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sabo. I in another world intercepted the 5 elders fleet for Luffy. It seems like something I would do. In order to help the Straw Hat Boy become one piece, I brought the cadres and fleet of the Revolutionary Army to fight the world government head-on. Sabo, who has not yet recovered his memory. It feels a little weird to do this. He doesn't seem like such a person who doesn't see the big picture. Could it be that my relationship with them is really deep? Damn, why can't I remember anything? I trust your judgment at the time. Long patted Sabo on the shoulder and said. That's right, if we decided to take action against the world government at that time, there must be a good reason. Thank you everyone. Sabo feels very satisfied to have such a group of comrades who trust him. Number 1 Sengoku. This Sabo is indeed very powerful, but compared to our Sabo, I always feel that his command ability is much inferior. Is it the lack of marine system training? Number 1 Aokiji. Indeed, although he is also very sensitive to changes in the battle situation, can make timely adjustments, and has quite excellent command ability, but compared with our Sabo, he seems to be a little less unpredictable. Open black lens bracket number 2 Bartolomeo. I really envy Senior Luffy for having such a good big brother. I am so touched. Close black lens bracket. Brother number 2 Ming. The Straw Hat Boy on our side actually wants to find Raftel and become the new One Piece? One Piece? These are two completely opposite paths. I am more and more curious, what kind of life did they go through to become completely different? This sea battle has been fought for a long time. From day to night, from night to day. Sabo and Jupiter have been fighting for a long time, and there is no winner. Both of them were injured, blood flowed and dried again. Dry, and new wounds start to emerge again. Open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. A very scary little ghost. Such a little ghost has the power to dominate one side, but is willing to become the green leaf of Straw Hat Luffy, the grandson of Garp, has such a strong personality charm. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket ant number 2. This is too spoiling the Straw Hat Kid. It's a pity I can't see where Raftel is. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. I suddenly thought of a question. If the Straw Hats really want to go to Raftel, that means they will get Linlin your road sign history text in the future? Could it be that you lost to the Straw Hats in the future? Close black lens bracket. And no. 2. Are you kidding me? Do you think he is the grandson of Garp from world number 1? The strength of the Straw Hat Boy was clearly seen in the previous wars. He doesn't even know hockey, and he wants to surpass me in 2 years. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kaido. Then how do you explain that he has come to the end of the New World route? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Ant number 2. If you have such a big brother of the Revolutionary Army, the father of the leader of the Revolutionary Army, the guide of the 4 emperors, and the grandfather of the marine hero, do you think it is strange to walk there? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. It's not surprising. Close black lens bracket Sabo to buy time for Luffy. Even the Revolutionary Army fleet can be pulled to fight. What's so strange? Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kaido. At this time, I should also be robbing the throne of One Piece. Close black lens bracket. If anyone is on the verge of finding Raftel, these 4 emperors can't sit still. We'll definitely go for it. Ant number 2. It must be that they used some dirty means in the future to get the rubbings of the road sign history article. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kid. I thought that the Straw Hat Kid, like me, rose from the bottom of the pirates, but I didn't expect to be a related family. Close black lens bracket. The sea battle is still going on, no matter what method the 5 elders use. They are all entangled by Sabo, and they can't enter the sea area behind Shui Shenxing Island at all. Suddenly, a message came from afar, shocked the entire sea, and brought this sea battle to an abrupt end. 4 Emperors Straw Hat Kid Luffy, log into Raftel and get a big secret treasure backquote. He became the One Piece. What? Jupiter, who was at war with Sabo, was shocked when he heard the news from the depths of the Forbidden Sea. Sabo took the opportunity to punch him and sent him flying. Sabo laughed heartily. Luffy, I knew you could do it. And now look at the news in the video. People from the two worlds are even more shocked. Number 2 Kaido. Damn it, what the hell was I doing back then? A kid really overtook us and became the One Piece. Number 2 Garp. Is it possible that you were killed before this? Open black lens bracket and number 2. Do you think we are made of mud? Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. I have been resurrected, and there is still someone who becomes the One Piece in front of me. Are you kidding? Where is the Straw Hat Boy now? I will crush him to death. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Golden Lion. Down in Impel. Open black lens bracket number 2 Ace. Luffy, I knew you could do it. Unfortunately, I can't see how you became One Piece from this perspective. Close black lens bracket. At this moment, Ace felt that it didn't matter if he died. The one who worried me the most was Luffy, the silly little brother. He's also been dying to see the moment when Luffy or Papa becomes One Piece. Open black lens bracket number 1 Luffy. What's so good about One Piece? I want to be the Marine King. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the barrage of number 1 Luffy, many people feel pain. Why the same person? The dream is so different. Even number 1 Luffy still looks down on being the alter ego of One Piece. But they have to admit it. From the correct perspective, of course Marine is better. This is only from 3 perspectives and personal behavior. Pirates are thieves, Marines are officials. Open black lens bracket number 2 Luffy. One Piece is more free, close black lens bracket. Luffy responded not to be outdone. Open black lens bracket number 2 Zoro. Why don't you fight in the future? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sanji. Green algae head, you really don't think it's a big deal to watch the excitement, but it's a matter of course for Luffy to become the One Piece. Close black lens bracket. Zoro number 2. That's right, it's rare that our cognitions are consistent. Garp number 2. Luffy B asterisk 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 T. What kind of shitty One Piece? What's so good about being a pirate? Number 2 Roger Garp. Open black lens bracket number 2 Akainu. The Straw Hat Boy must not stay. He must be executed early, and there will be no more pirate era. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Aokiji. Is Luffy becoming the One Piece? It's unimaginable. It's understandable to be a marine hero. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 and number 2 Whitebeard. That brat who was like a fool in the marine headquarters became the One Piece in the end. Gu la la la. This is really interesting. Close black lens bracket. Countless people in the two worlds are excited about it. Number 2 Sabo suddenly covered his head and screamed. When hearing that Luffy became the One Piece, he vaguely remembered a boy standing on the shore saying that he wanted to be the freest person on the sea. Then it is unswerving to become the One Piece. So many memories flooded up in one moment. Sabo, are you okay? I remembered. Ace, Luffy, they are all my brothers. Damn it. Why did I forget such an important thing? Sabo cried bitterly. If I had known earlier, it would have been when Impel was down. They may have hoped to rescue Ace, because the 5.5th floor of Impel is the space created by Mori, the commander of the Western Army, with the push fruit. More than 100 years ago, Titans live long. He used to rely on excavated passages. Successfully left Impel down. No one even knew that he had escaped from prison, and he was treated as a weird missing person. Ivankov was arrested for the same purpose in Impel Down. Investigate one of the secret labs that the world government is inside. Advertisement: it is certain to get out of there, of course. Sometimes plans can't keep up with changes. In the number 2 video, it is learned that the Straw Hat Boy has become the queen of One Piece. Jupiter took a deep look at Sabo. Then the retreat order was issued. This battle is meaningless. At this time, the comparison of highlight scenes similar to the number 1 Sabo has come to an end. Also fought the same 5 elders. It's just that Sabo of the Revolutionary Army can't kill Jupiter. But we can't blame Sabo, although there's a little gap in strength. But it's not very big, mainly because this is the large fleet of the world government, and Marine Admiral is there. At the moment, most people's minds are not on Sabo, but on the invisible and intangible Straw Hat Boy. They were all extremely curious about why the Straw Hat Boy could become the One Piece. In the previous video comparing Ace with Kizaru, they're sure that the strength of Luffy in the two worlds is very different. If Luffy Admiral becomes One Piece, then his strength is indeed enough. But even if it is Luffy Admiral, he will be the only pirate king among many strong ones. Not easy, but this Luffy did it. This makes them not curious. Maybe it's time for a comparison moment about Luffy. Should get the answers they want. After a long time, everyone's attention returned to Sabo. Number 2 Whitebeard. The strength of these two Sabo is not much different, although the command ability is slightly weaker. The overall is indeed not as good as Sabo in the number 1 world, but his record is quite brilliant. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Dragon 2. Sabo has done a good job. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Kizaru. Number 2 Sabo also seems to be very brotherly. Close black lens bracket. It's not Marine anymore, so I can say something directly. Number 2 Red Earl. A brat who understands love is worthy of praise at all times. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. One Piece. Luffy is really going to become One Piece. Garp, what will you do? Close black lens bracket. This sentence directly knocked Garp down, because the previous One Piece was constantly hunted down by him. But in the face of his own grandson, can he really be cruel? Garp himself isn't sure, but okay, now I don't need to think about this issue, because Luffy here is in the same camp as him. The one who should be embarrassed by this is the self in another world. Open black lens bracket, Kings. Number 2 Golden Lion. Garp, grandson becomes One Piece. You will not stage a fight between grandson and grandson in the future, it will be wonderful. Close black lens bracket. Garp number 2. Shut up, this Garp has a black face. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sabo. If possible, I would rather Ace is still alive, so he will know how to protect Luffy better than me. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. You have done a good job. Close black lens bracket. In this comparison, the two sides seem to have little difference. Each has its advantages, at least in the eyes of the bystanders. This is a rare moment in the world on their side that has not been crushed. But not so for Sabo, because the opponent's Ace is still alive. He is called Fudimo because Ace is dead. If Ace is alive, he must be able to do better than himself. He feels that he is not as good as Sabo in another world, and he is very envious of himself in another world. Because over there, their main brothers are all alive and have been together. Even the rebellion to overthrow the world government. Their lives are more perfect than their own, especially since I have lost my memory for such a long time. I once forgot such a precious memory. I have no right to compare myself with another one. But I have to bear the pain of losing Ace. If possible, he would like to exchange their identities and experiences. So those words of praise for him in the barrage, he felt more like a reminder of scars. Remind him, because Ace died, he will double protect Luffy County because of guilt and remorse. A large part of the emotion here comes from the pain of losing a brother. In comparison, become Marine Admiral together, overthrow the world government together, live together. No matter how you look at this road, it is better than my current road. So Sabo is ashamed. Backquote, how did I live so happily in another world? Number 2 Sabo looked at the stopped video screen and muttered to himself in a daze. 78. The major turning point of fate begins to play. Please subscribe, please order all. Advertisement after highlight contrast. This time, the comparison video did not give any problems immediately. But after a while, a major turning point in the fate of the three brothers emerges. Number 2 Rocks. Huh? No question this time? Number 2 Kaido. It may be related to the comparison between the two, and it may be the same question, so I have to ask the question together after the comparison. Number 1 Sengoku. Is it a major turning point in fate? 3 brothers. No, it should be 6 brothers together. I want to see why none of 10 of the 3 brothers in another world became Marines. Open black lens bracket. Number 1 Aokiji. This time, Vice Admiral Garp and Ren-san will also be mentioned together. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. Garp, take a good look, study hard, and see how the other you cultivated Luffy, Ace and others into talents instead of becoming criminals. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Garp heard the words, but actually wanted to complain. Even if it becomes a Marine, in the end it is not against the world government. But even Garp, who is usually outspoken, knows that this is not being said now. Too much to mention, if the 5 elders overreact. Maybe they will act first and directly kill the Marine 3 Admiral from another world. After all, the Holy Land will be destroyed, and the world government will be overthrown. It is unacceptable that this happened to any ruler. It is enough to make people crazy. But from the results of cultivation, number 1 Garp is undoubtedly very successful. Marine 3 Admiral, from the same place, is still a stepbrother. Never before in Marine history has there been such a thing. If only I could learn something, that would be great. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Whitebeard. I have heard Ace talk about it many times when he was a child. Ace in another world. What is the turning point of their fate? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Kizaru. Whether it is Marine King or One Piece, their achievements are amazing. Their growth environment should be very different from ordinary people. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Rocks. It's just a few brats. Talent is the most important thing if you have any experience. Close black lens bracket. Ant number 2. That's right, as long as the bloodline is strong enough, even if you don't need to cultivate deliberately, it can grow up with the passage of time. Close black lens bracket. Auntie's words left many strong people speechless. It's not some top powerhouse who is as relaxed as you. World number 1 The 3 Luffy brothers and many Marines are also curious. Why did the 3 of them in another world become criminals? As for the 3 Luffys in World 2, they also wondered why all 3 of them became Marine Admiral. Didn't they all swear that they would become the freest people in the sea? 230 is Marine very free. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Capone Beige. If you can see how they cultivated since they were young, Junang will know why they are so powerful in the future. Close black lens bracket. The video has not started playing yet and is still in a short pause. But everyone's heart is already full of curiosity. Let's not talk about Garp Ren, who has already been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. 3 brothers and 6 people in 2 worlds alone, even Ace who died young. Each of them is also a powerful person who is not famous in the world, a big shot. The common growth history of many powerful people, which makes Rocks, Whitebeard and other strong people are very concerned about it. Even eager to know their past. Usually, only with multiple islands and multiple kingdoms can a top powerhouse appear. There is almost no such place where strong people appeared together. You must know that the place where the three brothers grew up was other than themselves. And Garp, the world's top powerhouse like dragon. 2 worlds, 1 place, add up to 10 top experts. If Ace does not die young, no one will doubt his future achievements. Number 1 Ace is a good proof. Even in the storybook comics, they have never seen such an exaggerated thing. Open black lens bracket Garp number 1. Luffy and the others are really nostalgic when they were young. If Rennes didn't make troubles at that time, maybe they would have joined Marine sooner. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. Are you nostalgic? Are you showing off? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. If I can cultivate so many top experts, I also want to show off. Garp's behavior is excusable. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ant number 2. Newgate, you are too conservative. If I have 3 admirals, I will spread the word all over the world. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Redhead number 2. How did Luffy become Marine admirals? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Ren, how did you fool those brats back then, saying that if you want to become a Marine admiral, you must be able to fight me? Close black lens bracket. The waiting time was short, but it seemed long. Number 1 and number 2 5 elders, each of them is taking some measures to prevent the Holy Land from being invaded. The 2 Marine headquarters are still waiting, possible attack by thieves. Then the comparison video slowly unfolded, advertisement. Video 2 starts playing first, see Circle Calendar 1498, the first to appear is the last conversation between Garp and Roger. Because this conversation involved the life and death of Fire Fist Ace. And Garp himself was also the comparator. Silent, dim and pale down the 6th floor. Marine hero Garp walks the empty hallway with an oil lamp. Suddenly he stopped in front of a prison cell, quietly looking at the man who was waiting for death to come. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kid. This is One Piece. Goer D. Roger. He was so energetic before, fighting against rocks, but now he is a prisoner. Close black lens bracket. Rayleigh number 2. The captain surrendered himself. After many years, maybe it's time to rectify the captain's name. Apu number 2. Nani. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. I said how could Roger be caught by you back then, he was the man who beat me many times. Close black lens bracket. Rayleigh's short sentence caused a storm in many hearts. Especially the things that many monster powerhouses felt strange at that time. Now there is an answer. It's not that the world government is incapable of taking down a One Piece. But when Roger was arrested, there was no large-scale battle of strong men at that time. This is too weird and unusual, not to mention that Roger has several top players on board. Even the top powerhouses of Common want to be captured alive. Marine has to use several times more force to catch it. And if you want to capture Roger alive, you don't need to use more than half of the Marine headquarters. How is this possible without a major war breaking out? So the Golden Lion just couldn't figure it out. Then I ran to the Marine headquarters in a rage and wanted to ask Roger to ask Garp, ask clearly. Unfortunately, I didn't see it in the end, and I was defeated by Garp and Sengoku, and I was sent to impel down. Garp, can I trust you? Came Roger's steady, calm voice. Garp stared at Roger in silence. Garp, my child is about to be born. Unfortunately, I am no longer in this world at that time. When Roger mentioned the child, there was a gentle smile on his face. There was regret deep in his eyes. Why are you telling me this as a sailor? Roger, his mother, any woman who has anything to do with you, will definitely be executed, Garp said in a deep voice. Roger was silent, staring at the flame in the oil lamp. The fire seems to be jumping in his eyes, no despair and fear can be seen from his eyes. On the contrary, it is more like a raging flame burning in my heart. After a long time, Roger made a decision. That's why I want to tell you. Garp suddenly showed a stunned expression after hearing Roger's words. He knows Roger so well. The world government will definitely investigate my whereabouts this year, find her, and kill her. Roger walked towards Garp step by step. However, the child in the womb is innocent. Garp, our friendship is established in every fight. You are as trustworthy as my partner, so, you protect her. Roger said that the child held back his growl. He wants Garp to hear better, the child is innocent. What are you kidding? Don't make up your own mind. Garp's expression changed. Let him protect the blood of One Piece. The enemy let himself protect his blood. Is this the way normal people can come up with? You will help me? Roger's affirmative and trusting eyes hit Garp's heart directly. It made him subconsciously stagger back a few steps. He was afraid, DACC, to face Roger's trust in him. My child is entrusted to you. Garp didn't give any answer. But look at Garp's reaction in the video. Many have already guessed the answer. The video fast-forwarded a bit. Soon it was settled in South Blue's Bastilleria Island. World government warships and marine warships have landed on this island. Someone here witnessed Roger's incongruous behavior with pirates. Find out women who have given birth to children within a year and are pregnant, and kill them all to ensure that the blood of One Piece disappears completely. Clear. And so began a bloody purge. Open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. This is the justice of your world government. Just because you were afraid of Roger's blood, you want to kill the grass and roots, so you killed all the suspects. You are so vicious, you are more ferocious than us pirates. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Dashigi. How could this happen? How could Marine and the government do such a thing? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 2 smoker. Justice is never a spotless thing. Close black lens bracket. Although I knew the dirty things in these Marines. Smoker still can't get used to it. Open black lens bracket number 2 Doberman Vice Admiral. In order not to continue the blood of One Piece, some small sacrifices are inevitable. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Rennes. Little sacrifice. You really don't take human life seriously. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Aokiji. Anyway, there are too many innocent people involved. Did we do the same here at the beginning? Couldn't Vice Admiral Garp be able to stop it at the scene? Those children and mothers should have enjoyed family happiness. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sabo. After all, it is an operation directly taken over by the world government. Vice Admiral Garp is just an auxiliary officer. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Ghost Spider Vice Admiral. Once the blood of One Piece flows out and grows up, its harm is not just a problem of an island. The current war is the best evidence. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Luffy. But our ace has become Marine Admiral. A straight word from Luffy. Let countless Marines in World 2 be speechless. This is really irrefutable. A Marine Admiral, that's on the side of justice. Even if there was an attack on the Holy Land, because that thing hasn't really happened yet. I don't know if there is another secret, for the present reality. Number 1 Ace not only did not endanger the sea, but became the guardian of the Order of the Sea. This is something that Marine on their side can't imagine in their dreams. That's the blood of One Piece. The world government is so relieved to let him become Marine Admiral in a high position. No, before that, there should be a very important question. That is the blood of One Piece. How did it pass the political trial? Number 2 Kaido. It's just killing some children and women. It's normal to cut grass and roots. What's even more surprising to me is the relationship between Roger and Garp. Garp. What kind of outrageous situation is this? And number 2. It's really unimaginable. Judging from the fact that Ace grew up later and called him Grandpa Garp, he must have rescued Roger's son. Under such a meticulous search, it is impossible for Fire Fist Ace to survive. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. I didn't expect the Marine hero with thick eyebrows and big eyes, Vice Admiral Garp, to help One Piece. Isn't this profanity? It's a traitor. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Silver Axe. No wonder the war with Whitebeard, only Akainu contributed, and the relationships are all related, from the Marine hero to the One Piece Roger. What a huge relationship just now. No second John. Such a guy deserves to be called a Marine hero. If he didn't care about it back then, there wouldn't be the war today. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. What's the problem? No child born. Where's the crime? Isn't the child innocent? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Doberman Vice Admiral. That's the son of One Piece Roger. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Whitebeard. You Marines judge a person's quality by their blood, not by their character. So you always think that celestial dragons are born noble? Are you used to being a dog? Open black lens bracket number 2 Ghost Spider Vice Admiral. You. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Whitebeard. That's right. Besides standpoint, shouldn't we have a conscience? Just because we're afraid of a child that hasn't been born yet, so many people have been wiped out. I don't agree with this kind of justice. Number 2 Kid. I never thought that Whitebeard, known as the world's most ferocious ghost, would say such humane words. Compared with the current behavior of the government, it is really a big irony. P********K. Close black lens bracket amidst the controversy. Video number 2 continues to advance. Garp finds Rouge and offers her cover and covert protection. Rouge let Ace stay in his stomach for 20 months in order not to show his feet. And finally the Fire Fist Ace was born. Many people who witnessed this scene with their own eyes. Even the vicious pirates. At this moment, I was deeply moved by this great maternal love. The ant is inspired by the long-lost state of maternal love. Ant number 1 and number 2. This is the greatest maternal love in the world. With only willpower, this unprecedented miracle has been created. It's unimaginable. What is this? Indomitable willpower. At this moment, no one refuted. Even Kaido, a pirate like rocks who yearn for chaos and violence in the world. Also a madman with feelings. Mother, Ace from both worlds was extremely sad. And Rouge, who created a miracle, died of exhaustion after giving birth to Ace. Garp adopted the child. At this time, the number 1 video also began to play. Also started with Roger Garp from Impel Down. It's just that there is one more person next to Garp at this moment. Ren, 79. This Marine is too gentle. Life should never be so trivial. Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement. The higher-ups still sent you to spy on me. In video 1, Garp looked sideways at Ren. No, I'm just curious about how One Piece got caught. Then you don't have to get too close. Garp felt that Ren was too close to the world government and didn't like him very much. That's right, let's talk first. Ren thought about it, really gave them a private space. Roger just watched silently, without saying a word. Because he knew that young man, he didn't want too many people to know that they knew each other. A moment later, the scene of Tuo Gu in the number 2 video happened. Happened here too. He's already a prisoner, so there's no need to humiliate him too much. Garp came out, and when he reached the door, he happened to see Ren teasing a lion-shaped jailer beast dozens of times taller than him. Vice Admiral Garp seems to have misunderstood me. Thought I was sent by the world government to interrogate Roger? Theoretically speaking, it's not impossible. Maybe the CPO has already interrogated, but they can't ask anything. Ren looked at Garp's leaving back and muttered to himself. Then he came to Roger's cell. Garp is really, he came to see the death row prisoner, and he didn't even prepare a bottle of dead wine. How dare you say that you are all East Blue fellows? East Blue's $39. Ren said as he took out a bottle of good wine from his pocket. Seeing this, Roger's eyes lit up. Wine is good wine, but your words don't sound very nice, Roger said with a smile. Whether it sounds good or not, it's the truth. I asked you to hang out with me before and build you an adventure fleet. As for squeezing my own potential like this, Ren said lightly. Ha ha ha, I was a wanted criminal at that time, but after all, are you really a human? After so many years, how come you don't look old at all? Hey, I'll just talk about it. What do you mean by taking the wine back? I feel that if I drink it for you, it would be a waste. Don't waste it, don't waste it. Roger took the wine from Ren's hand without any politeness. Gudong drank it. A little meat would be better. Wait, Sakazuki is grilling. Recently, I have researched lava grilled meat. It tastes great, you're lucky. Open black lens bracket number 1 Akainu. Brother, my ability is not for grilling. Close black lens bracket. Garp number 1. You seem to know Roger very well. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Speaking of which, during the Battle of the Valley of the Gods, Rox seemed to have said that he had seen brother Ren's ship follow Roger. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. Garp, your enemy knows Roger. I do such a big business. Of course everyone knows one or two of them. Close black lens bracket. As soon as the barrage came out, 5 elders, who was about to ask about the situation, was blocked back. But they don't really care too much. After all, this world is just an evil, in the eyes of the upper class. It has never been clear-cut, but chaotic. The business of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce is so big. Intersecting with pirates is normal. After all, even fake weapons could be sold to the Rock's pirates back then, and they were cheated hard. Meet Roger, nothing really. In the case of the same interests, they do business directly. After a while, Sakazuki in the video came to the two of them with a sad piece of grilled sea king's meat. Silently watching the two feasting, the two were speechless for a moment while eating. Ren said suddenly, you know my fruit ability, Paramecia's ability to live fruit. As long as human cells still have potential, in theory, it is impossible to die in front of me. You are the only one I can save now, people. You are too impulsive, you squeeze the potential of life at every turn. You really don't leave any room for yourself. More than 99% of the cells in your body have completely withered. You can no longer bridge a good cell cycle. As long as a good cell cycle is bridged, it can be cured, it can be youthful forever. I don't regret it. Roger smiled frankly. In this life, before he really became stronger, he encountered too many enemies, and they were too powerful. He had to develop a set of ways to squeeze cells and life potential to fight against powerful enemies. The Rocks were just one of the great enemies of that era. Whatever you want to say, your fate is yours anyway. Ren didn't react much. Some things, Ren can easily change, but some people are just like that. Even if you clearly tell him to do this, what consequences will there be? They will still choose to do so. There's something I want to ask you, Roger said suddenly while eating barbecue. Didn't you already ask Garp? You already know? Advertisement. We've known each other for so many years. Who else can you trust besides Garp? Aren't you afraid that I'll sell Ace? You know, I don't like pirates, even though some pirates are not bad. But most pirates are bad, and he has a high probability of becoming a pirate in the future. Then you like world government? Roger-san, you are talking about some very dangerous things. You are not trying to influence my thinking. It's like I can influence you. Garp is a Marine after all. This kind of thing is a difficult choice for him. Please tell me, it's not difficult for me. You are different. Your justice does not belong to pirates or the government. It only belongs to you. He has justice in his heart, but the government's righteousness and Marine's bottom line have always bound him. I can't help it either. I chose to work hard on this old opponent. After all, the child is innocent. You said I'm not a good person. Are you a good person? It probably doesn't look like much, but you have to think about it. If I intervene in some things, you can't predict what kind of person Ace will become in the future. I just want him to grow up safely and happily, although, there's a high probability that it will be difficult. How about making Ace a Marine? Peeved. Roger spit out his drink when he heard this. He looked at Ren in surprise. Ace is the blood of his big pirate. Even if he remains anonymous, he may still show an amazing bloodline talent. It is unlikely to be a common person. There's a high probability that he will become a pirate. If he is a little better, he may become a bounty hunter wandering around Tianya or something. If he is a Marine, Ace's background cannot stand scrutiny. It will definitely be investigated. The 5 elders are no idiots. Are you serious? No, I'll just talk. The right to choose the future is in his own hands. What do you want to know? No, it's not a deal, although I do enjoy doing deals. Really not? Roger eyed Ren suspiciously. No? Looks like you already know. I hate you guys with the ability to hear everything. Ha ha ha. Roger just laughed out loud. I may do something that will be cast aside by others, and the child may be disgusted by the world. Anyway, this world is already chaotic enough. It's just that some people are used to it and the world government's propaganda to you. In this world, even if you are not of your blood, you are destined to experience many things. Can you guess what I want to do? I guess so. You are such a monster. Do you ever say that about people? Do you still want to drink wine?
Cough. Drink. I was wrong. But seriously, why sometimes I feel that you see more clearly than I do?
Because I'm smarter than you. Get out. Ha 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 ha. This time, it was Ren who was laughing. Open black lens bracket 2 Kaido. What are they talking about? Raftel. Damn Riddler, why don't you just say it? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. Does Ren know the exact location of Raftel? Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Golden Lion. It should be something else. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Whitebeard. Paramecia's ability to live fruit. In the past, the ability of this fruit does not seem to be particularly famous. Close black lens bracket.
And no. 2. Except for monsters like him, most people get this fruit ability, which is probably the role of a healer who recovers from injuries. Who can develop it to that extent like him?
It seems that Ren still has some secrets that we don't know, Number 1 5 Elders said in a deep voice. It's harmless. During the years of becoming CPO, he has been exposed to all the darkness that should be exposed, and he has not given us any opinions. This shows that the power of this position is enough to keep him. After this incident, give him a promotion. Yes, it's best to be loyal. If you can't be loyal, interests are tied together, and they will also be our loyal allies. From this moment on, the mentality of the 5 Elders is also undergoing subtle changes. Regard Ren from a subordinate to an equal collaborator.
They now need the strength of the Ren brothers to solve the crisis that the world government may be overthrown. The video then fast forwards to South Blue's Batherilla.
It is still a large-scale manhunt by government personnel and marine. After searching so many islands, it was finally revealed according to all the intelligence. Advertisement Roger's blood is most likely to exist on this island. Garp, Ren are here. Leading the team is Garp Ren Vice Admiral and a supervisor from the CPO. As soon as they landed on the island, the whole team was divided into a dozen small teams, scattered to search. 0 for flowers, the entire island was instantly panicked and terrified. There are qualified babies here, rebels, kill them all. Bang. Marine and spy agents break into civilian homes and search. If children who meet the conditions are found, they will be taken away and killed centrally. And some parents, even though they are usually afraid of Marine and the government. But when guarding your own children, will also overcome fear and stand up. Stop. It's the blood of One Piece that the higher-ups asked you to kill, who made you implicate the innocent. Frowning, Ren came to the house that fired first. Ren Vice Admiral, I was on other islands before. Listen to your advice, keep a low profile, and don't disturb the people. After all, there was not much evidence at that time that Roger might leave his blood on those islands, but on this island, but it is more likely to have Roger's bloodline. His era is over, and his bloodline should not be alive. Crow Officer Nick said in a deep voice, but he didn't scold directly. Because of the Ren in front of me, the relationship in Marine is very hard. The other 2 monsters with him are now waiting for the right time to become Marine Admiral. He also didn't want to offend Ren too much. You also said that the higher-ups asked us to find people, not to engage in massacres. Didn't I bring a capable person with me before? As long as a drop of blood, isn't it? Can you check to see if it is Roger's bloodline? Do you need to go to war? Ren waved his hand and summoned an ability user. The order from above is to kill the mistake and never let it go, Nick said coldly. 0. I know that you are loyal to Master 5 Elders, and so am I. Have already submitted a request to join the world government's administrative department, and we may be colleagues in the future. Look carefully. Look at these ordinary people. No matter how hungry Roger is, he will not fall in love with that fat girl who weighs 1,000 pounds. Maybe he has a unique taste. Nix heard Ren say about applying to join the world government administration. His tone softened all of a sudden. After all, where there are people, there will be people with sophistication. It's really in the same system, so I won't see you when you look up and see you when you look down. Number 1 and Number 2 Roger. While talking, Ren secretly pulled out a black gold bank card and handed it to Nix. World Bank, 200 million Pele. Nix didn't answer, just frowned at Ren. Who do you think I am? My loyalty to Master 5 Elders is not something that Bailey can buy. I didn't ask you to disobey Lord 5 Elders' orders, just don't disturb the people like this, killing these civilians who are only suspicious and haven't investigated the situation clearly, other than to look a little more dignified. In addition, what is the use? Besides, your children need to have a smoother career, some relationships and expenses are also needed. Ren said, Nix some emotions.
Then looked at Ren warily. You investigated me.
You are such a noble person who forgets things too much. I just said that I will also go up. Of course I have found out some relationships. Ren said and handed over the same bank card.
Nix was reminded by Ren, his eyes stayed on the bank card for a long time.
But the world government. Did I tell you to give up the search? No, once Roger's child was found, did I let you live? You didn't violate any order, Ren said, handing out another silver.
Okay card. Ahem. Nix took a step forward, blocking the view of others, and reached out to grab it behind his back. 3 black gold bank cards fell into his hands.
You were right. I will leave this matter to you. I suddenly remembered that there is still a report to be written, Nix said expressionlessly. Then picked up the phone bug and announced that all the troops obeyed Ren's command. Ren immediately asked all the troops to strictly restrain their behavior, and not to kill innocent people indiscriminately. They are just the most humble civilians. Why do you do this for them? No one cares about their lives. let alone worth so much money. Before leaving, Nix was puzzled. Asked a question. Ren just smiled slightly. Life should never be insignificant. It is the world that is wrong, not them who are weak. They're just innocent children and mothers. He was never a good person, just a person with a little bit of conscience.
Do what you can, that's all. He will give up when things cannot be done, and he will give priority to himself. I can't understand. Nix turned and left. Ren shook his head, smiled lightly, and came to the wounded civilians. Emerald green lights lit up.
Open black lens bracket number 2 Dashiki. This marine is so gentle, woohoo. This is the real marine. Close black lens bracket 80. Garp, is this how you educate your children? Please subscribe, please order all. Advertisement in the previous number 2 video, even Garp, who is known as the hero of marine. Under the monitoring of the CPO, he can't change the reality that civilians are harassed and killed indiscriminately. Even though he knew it was unjust. But the order of the world government has never cared about justice, let alone Garp's thoughts. At that moment, even if many righteous marines didn't say anything to Garp. They didn't accuse Garp of anything, because in their view, the world government orders. Not even Marine Admiral could resist. Garp only needs to express a little bit of resistance at that time. He will be transferred from this mission immediately. That wouldn't help Roger keep Ace alive. But now seeing the number 1 video, people in the world suddenly realize that there is such an operation. And what makes countless Marines, especially female Marines, fall in love?
This Marine Vice Admiral named Ren is so soft. It's perfect.
Powerful, kind-hearted, in a high position, but so confident. Not to mention that the CPO can still be bribed, it's just that the handwriting is really beyond the reach of ordinary people. One shot is 600 million Baileys. Number 2 Hina. The CPO doesn't care about the life and death of the common people at all, and even Vice Admiral Garp can't do anything about it. After he makes a big fuss, at most he saves the few civilians in front of him, and he can't change the orders above. Can't save everyone, but Ren did it. Momosagi number 2, it is not easy to achieve this. The confrontation between their words seems to be only a few sentences, but it can be seen that Ren has long been prepared for this matter. Not only did he understand Nix's background, and he also knows how to use the relationship of joining the world government to pull the two into a level, otherwise Nix will just take the money and not do 360 things. Open black lens bracket number 2 Dashiki. Why is this marine so smart, gentle, and nice? Why don't we have Ren here? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Robin. I seem to understand why those girls are willing to follow him, and they are all so happy. Close black lens bracket. If there is such a man in life, Robin feels that even though he has gone through the darkness, it is still possible to fall in love with him. He is impeccable. Open black lens bracket number 2 Nami. Robin, I'm envious. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Robin. Me too. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket and number 2. Damn the other me. Didn't take this man down. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and number 1. You can do it. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. But is that obviously bribery and dereliction of duty, just to save Roger's son? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. Even if he didn't do this, Ace was saved by Garp. He did this to save those children and mothers who are as weak as ants. What an unreasonable guy. Close black lens bracket. If he had to switch to Golden Lion, he wouldn't care about these ants that couldn't bring him benefits. What's more, you have to pay 600 million Baileys. This is something that a person with a brain will do. Open black lens bracket number 2 Crane Vice Admiral. As expected of the Marine Superintendent, if you make a casual move, it will be beyond our reach. Close black lens bracket. Even Vice Admiral, known as the think tank, can't influence the decision of 5 elders. It is difficult to change anything in the matter of cutting grass and roots. Open black lens bracket number 2 Fujitora. That's very good, it's the world that's wrong, not these weak and innocent children. Close black lens bracket. Fujitora was deeply touched. In the early years, his wife and children were regarded as worthless and killed at will. So he hates this dark world, hates pirates. She was so sad that she even cut out her own eyes.
Just because I don't want to see such a dirty world again. But now, he really wants to open his eyes again. Just look at this man. Even if many people know at this moment, what he wants is the child of One Piece. It may become a huge hidden danger in the future. But at this moment, they couldn't deny that this man exuded a rare brilliance. Ren heals the wounded civilian. Personally supervise each team, and the team is very obedient. Especially at this moment when they are being searched on the road. They all benefit from Ren. For example, eating, drinking and having fun have been contracted by Ren many times. I still have a soft spot for Ren. It is true that they are loyal to the world government, but what is more important is the attitude of the superior officers. If the superior officer has a tough attitude and wants to go to war, they will obey the orders of their superiors and act more brutally. Anyway, they just do the dirty work. They don't think about right or wrong, they just carry out orders. Although Ren is temporarily directing them now, they have no resistance. Advertisement. Honestly implement the new order in place. Although they are also puzzled, why should they have a better attitude towards these civilians who are suspected of being criminals? But that was the order anyway, and they carried it out. So the door was originally kicked open, and the law enforcement was violent after a disagreement. Under Ren command, it became civilized. The soldiers knocked on the door from door to door, explaining their purpose, and never killed anyone again. No. One Sengoku. This is the quality that soldiers should have, not just like pirates and thugs. Ren, I will retire soon. You really don't plan to take over the position of Marshal Marine. Close black lens bracket. If someone like this takes over the position of Marine Admiral, Sengoku is for total peace of mind. Regardless of strength or wrist, Ren is the best candidate. Although Sabo is not bad, but he is still young after all. If he stays for a few more years, it will not be too late to wait until the next session. Garp no. 2. It turns out that the manhunt in another world hardly affected innocent people. Close black lens bracket. Garp no. 1. I said that those crazy dogs all of a sudden became easy to talk about. It turned out that Ren played a role in the dark, let alone another world. So many innocent people were implicated at the time. I was the one who misunderstood Ren all along. Open black lens bracket no 2 Iokiji. I really envy you have Ren-san over there. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. I'm right by your side. In fact, you can praise me face to face. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Iokiji. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Venus. It seems that the CPO also has some bad corruption. Maybe it's time to fix it. At this moment, people are sitting at home, and Nyx, whose disaster came from heaven, looks dazed. Number 1 Nyx. Master 5 Elders, although I briefly handed over the command to Ren, my confidants are all paying attention to the progress of the matter and doing their best. No. 1 Saturn, it doesn't matter. Close black lens bracket. Of course it didn't matter. Ace later became Marine Admiral. Whether to kill Ace at that time, it doesn't make sense to pursue now. What they care about is that the Nyx loyalty to them is still not enough. Ren didn't say anything. The Nyx are the executioners. Whether you die or not, it has no effect on yourself. Video number 1. Time passes by a little bit. During this period, Vice Admiral Garp frequently dispatched teams to search around Rouge. All the while providing cover for this, while Ren passed by. Always looking at Garp thoughtfully. Garp is always wary of Ren. Ren put on airs and asked some specious, skeptical questions. Garp answered somewhat fluently, with sweat rolling down his forehead. No. 2 rocks. Garp, after so many years, how come you still don't have this bit of vision? What you did has already been seen through by others still acting in front of him. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Whitebeard. Garp looks a little funny like this. He is not a person who knows how to lie. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Iokiji. I don't know if it's my illusion, how come I feel that Ren-san seems to enjoy this kind of knowingly teasing, and enjoys the embarrassment of Vice Admiral Garp. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Akainu. Big brother is just enjoying it, and even shared it with me when he got home. Close black lens bracket. No 1 Garp. Video number 1 quickly shifts to the moment Ace is born. Rouge miraculously gave birth to Ace. Ren was peeping in the dark, and stronger than Garp, he didn't see anything. After Ace was born, Garp saw Rouge die from exhaustion. He was going to bury Rouge, but it seems that a search party has noticed the situation here. He could only leave hastily with Ace in his arms. Ren came out and put his hand on Rouge's wrist. The cells haven't deactivated yet. This move shocked everyone watching the video at the moment. Only no. 1 Ace was unmoved. He mourned before, it was the death of his mother in another world. Not of this world. Open black lens bracket no. 2 rocks. What does he want to do? Everyone is already dead, it doesn't look like they are about to be buried. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kaido. Could it be that he can revive the dead? What did he say just now that the cells are still active? Close black lens bracket. No. 1. Number 2 Golden Lion. This kind of thing is impossible, even if it is the fruit of the underworld that can resurrect the dead, it must be eaten before death to be useful. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. Resurrected from the dead. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Sengoku. Is he really going to try to revive a dead person? Close black lens bracket. Although he just died, with Garp's strength, it is absolutely impossible to make a wrong judgment. Mother's love is great, just contribute a little bit, it's been a long time since I have done so much. This rescue is only to pay tribute to a mother who has created a miracle that has never been seen in the world. Emotion without other impurities. In this world, there are always people who are worthy of admiration. Advertisement. Ren raised his hands, emerald green light bloomed on himself, very dazzling. But being held down by Ren in an entire room. Driven by the powerful active force, green branches and stomachs sprouted from the floor of the room. 0. Green shoots sprouted even from the wooden windows. A rich emerald green light covers Rouge. It penetrated continuously. Rouge, who was exhausted and pale, slowly recovered. Everyone watched nervously, especially No. 2 Ace. Then the sound of heartbeat suddenly rang out under the circumstances that everyone was watching. Rouge lived. Open black lens bracket No. 2 rocks. Damn it. He really brought back the dead. With this guy's ability, he doesn't need any resurrection ability at all. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 and No. 2 Whitebeard. It was really saved. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. No to Tashigi. Is he a god? Close black lens bracket. As Tashigi said, he couldn't help but look back at the man sitting under the execution platform. The admiration in my heart is like a vast ocean, endlessly flowing. Open black lens bracket. No. To Kaido. The one just now is the awakening of the fruit ability. How do I feel that the vitality of this thing may not even be comparable to Zone's phantom beast species? It's just the dissipated energy that makes the dead tree spring. Close black lens bracket. No to Ace. Mother. Ren wiped the sweat from his forehead. Huh. I haven't sweated for a long time, it's not easy. At this moment, the two worlds. Countless strong men were speechless. Damn it. Born sweat, the dead are brought back to life. This is not easy. This Nima is too easy. Hearing what Ren said just now, I thought he would have to pay a heavy price. This is the result. Rouge opened his eyes, with a look of anxiety on his face. My child, where is my child? The first time she woke up, she wasn't wondering why she was still alive. Instead, I worry about my children. He's fine. He was picked up by Roger's good friend. If you want to see him, you can go to the windmill village in East Blue. But it's best to disguise yourself. Although they kept it secret before, I'm about to find you here. It's not convenient for me to take you, the CPO has too many eyeliners, let's go southeast. After Ren left a word, he turned and left. He also doesn't want Garp to know too many secrets about himself. And Garp knows, that usually means Sengoku, and then maybe even higher. Who are you? Rouge asked. I, an ordinary marine. Ren waved his hand, and his figure gradually disappeared into the night. Garp no. 2. I didn't expect Rouge from another world to be alive. No one Garp. When I saw her appearing in Windmill Village, I thought I saw a ghost. But she just said that she came back to life suddenly, remembering that there are occasional wars. I didn't think too much about this kind of suspended animation, I didn't expect that Ren saved it. This guy always likes to do things, but he doesn't like to tell others. Open black lens bracket Ren. Look at what you said, I still have to spread the word all over the world. Then what does the world government think of me? Do I still want to get promoted and raise my salary? Close black lens bracket. Mother is still alive. No. Ace said to himself in a daze. Because of Ren, I am myself in another world 5.8. Still with my mother. But the more he has company, maybe. The more he hates that man than himself. Video 2 continues to fast forward. After number 2 Garp took Ace away, he made excuses and left first. Although the CPOs were skeptical afterwards, because May was dead. Combined with the fact that they didn't find any children, they were treated as common victims. After all, there were many innocent victims who were affected at that time, one more is not too many. Garp then found an excuse and asked for leave to go home to visit relatives. And entrusted Ace to the bandit Dayton in Fengche village to raise him. Year after year passed. The video time came to see circle calendar 1506. This year, Portgas D. Ace is 6 years old. Sabo is the same age, Luffy is 3 years old, and Luffy has not met them yet. Ace, who is 6 years old, has begun to understand slowly, and gradually understands this world. It's just that at this time, he who grew up in the mountain nest has a vicious and fierce look on his face. Why did Grandpa put me in the thief's house? Although Ace was 6 years old at the time, he already knew a lot of things and was very precocious. On this day Garp came to visit him and asked a question that silenced Garp. Grandpa, I'm not your biological grandson, am I? Is my identity not visible? The silence made Ace understand the speculation in his heart. Yes, your biological father is actually Gore D. Roger, and I am not your biological grandfather. After thinking twice, Garp still told Ace the truth. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. Wait a minute, Garp, you are telling Ace about your life experience. What do you think? He is only 6 years old, this is how you educate Ace. Close black lens bracket. 81. Father Whitebeard's evaluation, number 1 Garp has a bad heart. Seek full order. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket no 2 Rocks. What Garp said is the truth, is there any problem? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kaido. When I was 6 years old, I was already able to survive independently. If you know something, you will know it. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and no. 2. He is also a child abandoned by the sea. Close black lens bracket. Obviously, the state of motherly love of the ant has not disappeared. Looking at the hostile Ace in the video, I feel quite emotional. She was abandoned by her parents and adopted by nuns. No. 2 Whitebeard. What's the problem? The problem is very serious. Although I don't understand it very well, many of my children have some shortcomings in their own personalities because they knew too many things when they were very young. It takes a lot of time to enlighten them. Garp does this, from the perspective of adult rationality, of course there is no problem. After all, Ace also asked this question, but children, at this age, do not need adult rationality. What is needed is preference. Whitebeard's words made everyone silent for a long time. After all, Whitebeard is not good at accepting children and teaching them, even if he was not good at the beginning. But as more and more children are accepted, slowly also accumulated a lot of experience. His words represent professionalism in a certain way. Even the four emperors' aunt, in terms of the number of children, is not as many as Whitebeard. Although Whitebeard missed the future of Ace a little bit earlier. But he knows the truth, he just thinks he still has time, don't worry. I can watch Ace and they become strong enough. It's just that the plan can't keep up with the changes. Open black lens bracket no to Garp. But if you don't tell him, he seems to have already guessed that his father will probably be a villain that the world thinks. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. To Whitebeard. Guessing is one thing, how you answer it is another. At this time, you should care more about him than usual. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. To Garp. I don't seem to have done this, I thought, he should figure it out by himself, and it seems that there is nothing wrong with Ace in the back. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. To Ace. I am very grateful to my grandfather for telling me the truth at that time. Close black lens bracket. Video 2 is in progress. Where is my mother? After she gave birth to you, she died of dystocia. Can you tell me something specific? 30. Roger is a very nice guy. And then your mother was a great woman. Now that the topic has been brought up, Garp can only tell the whole story. In the past 2 years, Ace has matured very quickly. Garp has also thought about this question, sooner or later Ace will ask. After Ace learned the truth, he was taken aback for a moment, and then ran wildly into the depths of the forest. There are tears welling in the eyes. Garp wanted to open his mouth to say something more. I also thought about blocking it, but he felt that maybe now Shinxin needs to be alone. So just watch. Even though Ace is young now, it doesn't mean he is unfamiliar with the name Gordy Roger. This is enough notoriety to stop a child from crying. He had always thought that his relatives were heroes of the sea. Like Vice Admiral Garp, but I didn't expect it to be an evil ghost that everyone fears in the sea. This huge gap made Ace a little bit unacceptable at once. Running into the forest, Ace slapped the jackals, tigers and leopards of average size like crazy. I rushed through the entire forest all the way, and came to the terminal of the indeterminate object. A person leaned against a big tree in silence, and no longer shed tears. He just stared blankly at the ground. What's wrong, Ace? At this time, the young Sabo suddenly appeared in front of Ace hanging upside down. He hooked his feet on the branches, and his face hung down in front of Ace. In this year, they have known each other for more than a year. Been saving money for a year. More than a year ago, after Sabo escaped from his home. At this garbage station, I saw Ace of the same age. From Ace, Sabo saw an aura similar to his own. That is the breath of being out of tune with this world and being alone. Sabo took the initiative to make friends with him at first, but was rejected. Several attempts, several rejections. Later, the two fought a few times, and slowly developed their feelings. We also became friends, because Ace can also feel the same kind of breath from him. We guessed right, I asked Grandpa just now, and I am indeed not Grandpa's biological grandson. Ace said disappointedly. If the father is only a common man, even a common pirate. He can still accept it, but he is a big pirate who is hated by the whole world. Advertisement. But your grandpa still loves you very much. Then it's still your grandfather. But seeing you are so depressed, could it be that your father has a lot of background and is a supervillain? It turned out to be true. Gall D. Roger. Little Ace said such a name. Sabo is Ace's only friend besides the bandit Dayton's family. So he didn't intend to hide this matter. Sabo was shocked. I have decided that I will continue to save money, but this time it will not be for shopping. I will save enough money to buy a boat. At that time, I will go to sea, and I will live freely. I will definitely not be affected by that guy. On this day, Ace recognized a great mother, but could not recognize his father. Because father is the most vicious big pirate in the world. Now the pirates are rampant, and everyone's mouth is legendary, which is all caused by Roger. This point is difficult to change just by Garp opening his mouth for a while. Even if Garp had said a lot of good things about Roger just now. Okay, then I'll be with you too, I've wanted to leave here a long time ago. When I think of the family full of oppression and only pursuing power and interests. In that cold home, Sabo can't feel any humanity and warmth. Some are just things that seem to be of commodity value. Sabo also made a decision. Then let's keep saving money until one day, we will buy a boat and go to sea together. Okay, but before that, let me be extravagant, let's go to Windmill Village to buy some delicious food. Okay, Ace soon regained his strength. Marco no. 2. I didn't expect Ace to be so young, so precocious, and he also learned that his father was Roger. I didn't know that in this sea, people who pursue freedom usually have another name, that is pirates. No. 2 rocks. As expected of the son of the Pirate King, did he realize the true meaning of being a pirate at such a young age? Yes, in this sea, only being a pirate is the most free, and he can do whatever he wants. If he is strong, he can occupy a pirate. It's okay to come down from the country to eat, drink and have fun. Close black lens bracket. Both Rogers are silent at the moment. Even if they are still alive, they probably do the same thing as Garp. Can't think of a better way. Because what Garp says is true. Open black lens bracket no. 2 golden lion. At this time, fate has already driven him to the path of being a pirate. It's just like fate. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. Don't worry Ace, your road to freedom will not end at Marine headquarters, I will definitely rescue you, close black lens bracket. Although in this freedom, what Ace really pursues is whether his life is meaningful or not. But Whitebeard also knows what he really wants. So he gave Ace a big family. No to Akainu. Wishful thinking. The video is continuing to advance, after the 6-year-old side has initially finalized the goal. Sabo Ace also got into action. They fight crocodiles in the forest, beat wild beasts, and rob valuable things and money with punks in this non-deterministic terminal. Most of them are those punks who think they are so young and feel bullied. Actively looking for trouble, but because Ace and Sabo are exercising every day and often fight with wild beasts, the two will also practice each other, and their aptitude is very good. So usually it's them who beat the shit out of the punks. Although without good teacher guidance, cause they manage to be compared to monsters like Ren. But it is not much different from Kizaru when he was a child, and little Akainu who practiced alone in World 2. Of course, this refers to the simple kung fu of fists and feet. Compared with little Akainu, Ace does not have a Logia devil fruit yet. At the same time, because of the outbreak of the Great Pirate Era, in recent years, many strong men have made a lot of noise on the sea, leading to Garp coming home less and less often. Sometimes when I come back, I just occasionally give pointers on Ace's cultivation. Not a qualified teacher, after all, there is too little time. He bears justice and has many things to do. And it's impossible for Ace to take him with him and cultivate him. That's hard to explain to the world government. Even more likely to reveal Ace's identity. As time went by, the audience gradually discovered that Ace's hostility was getting bigger and bigger. Because there is only one friend like Sabo, I also fought more fiercely with the gangsters, and gradually got infected with some of their bad habits. For example, they like to use force to solve problems, they like to speak foul language, etc. Ace hasn't planned to learn it yet, and Makino hasn't started teaching it yet. Advertisement. In a way, he can be called a little pirate. No to Kaido. Ace, this brat's hostility and competitive spirit are very good. He is destined to be a very good pirate in the future, but unfortunately, since he joined the Whitebeard Pirates, it's rare to see him with such a good look already. The gentle township created by Whitebeard wiped out this hostility, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 rocks. This kid named Sabo has very good aptitude. There are so many little monsters in this small Goa kingdom at once. Open black lens bracket no. 2 golden lion. How old is that kid at this time? I guess I don't know him yet. Close black lens bracket. And no. 2. What about Garp? Garp in another world should have encountered this kind of thing. This time should be regarded as a turning point in their fate, which made them firm and clear goals. It's just that this goal is more in favor of pirates. But the 3 brothers from another world will become Marine Admiral in the future. At this small turning point of fate, it should be different. Close black lens bracket. Garp no. 1. This, that. No. 1 Garp scratched his head, he didn't quite remember. But how I reacted at the time. It seems that it is not much different from Garp in World 2. It should be. He is not very sure. The only difference should be the ending of Ace's mother. Of course, maybe I should have done something else at that time. But after many years, some memories are not very clear. He can't remember specifics, but it's okay to be unclear. At this moment, video number 1 also fast forwards to the year when Ace is 6 years old. Grandpa is coming. Ace got the news early and pulled Sabo to come. Arrive at the port, looking forward to waiting. Ace, remember not to run around. Rouge, who looked like a village girl, looked at little Ace dotingly. 6 years ago, not long after Ace was brought here, Rouge found this place according to the place given by Ren. She is not a weak woman. A simple weak woman cannot create the miracle of 20 months of pregnancy. She has a much stronger fighting ability than ordinary people. Coming to Windmill Village, she found a job at Makino's Tavern. Over the past few years, I have my own small home in Windmill Village. But because Aces are wild from childhood, and they often need to avoid Marines. So Ace basically spends about half of his time at the House of Bandit 860 Dan. Even if it is her, once Marine comes, it is not appropriate to have contact with Marine for a long time. Because after she left her hometown during that sensitive search. Entered the wanted list, although only one of many suspects. The bounty is not high, but if caught, in case Ace is recognized. That's troublesome, and of course they can't be recognized under normal circumstances. But with Ace's talent getting stronger and stronger, and the nominal adoption relationship with Vice Admiral Garp. If someone really wants to investigate deeply, it will be difficult to hide it. But this time Garp returns to East Blue after more than a year. She allows Ace to pick up Vice Admiral Garp from the pier. But not for too long, let alone running around. Here we come. Ace was looking forward, with anticipation in his eyes. Looking forward to getting some information about his father's life experience from Garp. He asked his mother, but she has been unwilling to tell him. Ace knew that it was his mother who was afraid that he would slip up and bring danger. And every time Marine comes, it won't take long for his mother to take him to the House of Bandits in Dari without any trace. He vaguely sensed that this was not a guest, but more like an asylum. Especially Grandpa Garp, I often don't see him in places with many Marines. I often come to Dayton's house to see him. This has happened several times. Ace is 6 years old, and those who should have doubted it have already doubted it. Ace, why are you here? Vice Admiral Garp took Marine off the boat, was taken aback for a moment, and then said happily. Walk quickly towards Ace. As for Luffy, who is now 3 years old, she is still very ignorant and is staying at home. Ren-san, what you have done here is wrong. Why do you want to help me get an extra child labor wage? I said I don't want wages. At this time, Ace saw, in Vice Admiral Garp, on a nearby marine warship, a handsome man came down, and a slim girl who looked like an adult was scolding the handsome man. Robin, you handle government affairs for me every day. I can't squeeze you. You deserve this salary. I registered and applied for it before. What about the money you applied for? Why didn't I get it? You are still young. I will save it for you first, and I will return the money to you when you grow up. Is it because Sister Elisa deducted money from you again? Or did you spend the money on something that shouldn't be spent? Besides, I'm 14 years old, so I'm not young anymore. You are a private department. It's wrong to pay wages, so I'll write it down. See Circle Calendar June 6, 1506, Superintendent Ren embezzled 3 months' wages from his subordinate Nico Robin, come and sign, later. When I grow up, you can't go back on your word. 82. The Real Life Mentor. Why can you live so freely? Please subscribe, please order all. Advertisement. Robin said to take notes above, the content should be 1506, has been revised. Robin, it's not good to be too smart. But you said that if you are not shrewd, you will be deceived easily. Now, look, you said it in C Circle Calendar 1502, I remember it. Robin flipped through the book in his hand, pointed to a place and said. Ren-san, why don't you speak, what are you looking for? Seeing Ren looking around, Robin couldn't help asking. I'm looking for rocks. What are you looking for stones for? Smash your own feet. Oh, then be careful not to damage too many stones, otherwise if you report it locally, you will have to deduct money. Shouldn't you be concerned about whether I was injured? You black-hearted little padded jacket. The two of them had already stepped off the warship while joking. Garp watched Ren warily. Although it was a chance encounter, Vice Admiral Garp was not easy to dismiss Ren. After all, he is now the chief inspector of the Marine, and in recent years, the old and the new have alternated. Both the Ren brothers have been promoted quickly, and this position is ostensibly equivalent to the Marine Marshal. The actual military war power in hand is not even as high as an admiral. Because they are civilian administrators, in this era of advocating strength. In the eyes of Marine generals, this profession is only used to supervise them. In many cases, it is used to support idlers. But even so, this is far stronger than a Marine Vice Admiral. Ren proposed to go with him and rest in his hometown for a period of time. Garp wasn't denying power at all. It's just that Garp is full of worries, worried that the world government has noticed something. Because Ren is now also an official of the world government. Once you notice something, report it to 5 elders. Then what should I do to change? It may even bring disaster to the windmill village. Garp-san, you seem to be a little distracted. You are home, please be happy. Hey, who is this kid? Ren looked at Garp with a smile on his face. Garp's heart skipped a beat. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Akainu. Here we go again, because of Gao's bad taste. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Garp number 1. This B asterisk 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 D. He already knew everything, and scares me like this every time. Is it interesting? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. Interesting. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Venus number 1. Garp, I hope you are not planning anything other than Ace. Close black lens bracket. Garp is completely silent. This is my grandson. Ace, please call uncle. Garp said with an ugly smile. Uncle. Hi uncle. Although he was not very happy, Ace still said bravely. His mother had taught him this, but he found it useless. Politeness is no better than fists. Well, it looks familiar. I seem to have seen it somewhere. Ah ha ha, how is that possible? Come on, since Chief Inspector Ren is coming to Windmill Village, he must try our specialty here, authentic rum and orange juice, my treat. Garp quickly diverted his attention. Ren also accepts as soon as he sees it, and he got a W for nothing anyway. Ren-san, I heard East Blue's tangerines and oranges are delicious. Orange juice is a specialty, and the tavern should have some. After eating, I want to bring some to Sister Elisa and the others. Can I be reimbursed? How can you learn how to eat and drink with public funds at such a young age? You taught, and I read the relevant business travel regulations of Marine, and found that this can be reimbursed, just use the reason of replenishing ship resources. You will definitely become a big corrupt official. Would not. Ren and his men soon arrived at the Makino Tavern in Windmill Village. The whole little village, just this one tavern. With a dark face, Garp sent them to the tavern. The orange juice here is really good. Robin held a glass of orange juice in his hands, and he showed surprise after taking the first sip. But there was no fuss, but very calm and steady. You can yell like a common kid, like, wow. The orange juice here is really good. Ren-san, you are the chief inspector of Marine, how can you be so childish? Robin glanced at him with his nimble eyes, and said with a little disgust. Ha ha ha, Ren-san got trained. Don't say it, the appearance just now was really childish. Ha ha. The accompanying subordinates couldn't help laughing immediately. Ace followed Garp and was about to go home. When he heard the laughter, he couldn't help turning around. Their eyes are full of envy, they look so free and happy. And no. Too. Robin just watched quietly. Suddenly, the corners of my eyes felt moist. Advertisement. Gently wipe, is the crystal tears. It was the tears of envy and blessing. In this world, in this time period. Still betraying one pirate group after another. Being chased by marines, pirates, and bounty hunters. And another self at the same time. How to live a leisurely life. Dayton said that I miss you a little recently. After bringing Ace Sabo back to Rouge's home, Garp pretended to be careless and said to Rouge. Well, yes, she has invited us several times recently, let's go to her place as a guest tomorrow. Rouge nodded. I'm going to see Grandpa off. Ace had a complicated expression on his face. But something to ask today. Grandpa, is my identity not visible? I'm not your biological grandson. Ace asked exactly the same words as number 2 Ace. There are some things I shouldn't tell you. Garp was startled when he heard this. Mum, she won't tell me, but I want to know. Ace's eyes were extremely firm. With such firm eyes, Garp can't find a reason to refuse at all. So tell Ace the truth. Ace froze for a moment, then ran towards the forest like crazy. I'm going after Ace, Sabo said hastily. Sabo finds Ace in the forest who was mad. Sabo, I must live freer than anyone else in the future. Ace is still like the second video, yearning for freedom in his heart. No two rocks. No, although there are some discrepancies in the details, this is no different from what Garp does here. No two Kaido. Now it seems that Roger's son is still partial to pirates. How could someone with this kind of thinking become a marine later on? Number 1 Whitebeard. Being a pirate is not bad. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Sengoku. Newgate, do you want to be a father so much? The current ace is Marine Admiral. Don't think about becoming your child. Close black lens bracket. No 1 Garp. I remember that when I was about to leave Windmill Village, I trained Ace a little bit and told him to become an excellent marine in the future. Garp no. 2. I said the 2. Open black lens bracket no 1 Garp. Close black lens bracket. This time number 1 Garp can't think of anything else. Redhead no. 2. Haven't you noticed? The biggest variable may not be Garp. It's Ren. There is no Ren in world number 2, but there is no 1. Garp number 1. Red-haired B asterisk 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 D. What do you mean? You mean that my identity as the third Admiral teacher is watery? Garp immediately countered and said, he remembers that Barrage no. 2 Garp said that the red hair was the man who led another Luffy to the road of pirates. Don't even think about giving him a good face. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Golden Lion. How can 2 basically the same Garp produce different people? Close black lens bracket. Garp no. 1. Just take a look, I will take them out to sea for training in a few years. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Garp, this is something I have never done. Close black lens bracket. In video 1, Ace found his goal. At this point, Sabo proposes that they spend one last indulgence. Then concentrate on saving money and save enough money to buy a boat. Just go to sea. The 2 came to the street again. Makino's tavern is still very lively. And the Marines were singing loudly. You guys keep drinking. Robin and I are going back first, we have to sleep. Ren was helped out by Robin. Why are you helping me? I'm not drunk. No, you're drunk, Robin said and put his little head on Ren's arm. His little face was full of happiness. Okay, I'll think about what to eat tomorrow. Ren didn't care, he was used to it. While walking in the direction of the ship, he looked up and thought. Lobster, Manatee Sea Kings, barbecue. Hey, I'm a bit tired of eating a lot of fish and meat every day. Let's eat some vegetables. After eating, go to a hot spring bath. Quote. Passing by Ace and Sabo who are just shopping and going back to the forest base. Ace, who wasn't particularly concerned at first, heard Ren muttering to himself. Can't help but stop. In this chaotic era of great pirates. How can anyone still live so chic and free? It's like there are no worries at all. He doesn't understand. Even Grandpa Garp of the Marine hero. Every day is busy. Sometimes I can't go home for half a year. Why is he also a Marine, but he doesn't look busy at all? What I even think about is not catching pirates, but what to eat tomorrow. Without Grandpa Garp's life for comparison, Ace doesn't feel anything. But comparing the two, it turns out that the gap is really too big. Ace, what's the matter? Seeing Ace stop, Sabo couldn't help asking. Advertisement. Especially looking at each other in Marine uniforms. Sabo's heart tightened suddenly. After all, not long ago, he learned about Ace's life experience. Now he looked at Ace worriedly. Are you Marine too? Ace raised his head and asked Ren impolitely. Yes, what's the problem? Ren had a gentle smile on his face. Then why are you able to live so freely? Don't you worry about the pirates. Everyone says this is the era of great pirates. Little Ace asked loudly. The world has always been chaotic, but it doesn't affect my comfortable life. The world in the past was not necessarily better than it is now. What Ren said was the truth. The so-called era of great pirates has a lot to do with the propaganda of the world government. In order to better conceal some of their shady purposes. Hearing this, Ace was stunned for a moment. There was no era of great pirates, and the world in the past was full of pirates. No one ever told him this. Born in this era, he heard it from the mouths of people around him. It is always everyone who hates Roger and complains about the darkness that Roger has brought to this era. This is the first time someone has said that previous times were also chaotic. Don't care about the so-called era of great pirates. Backquote, aren't you Marine? Don't you hate the One Piece King Roger? Everyone says it's because of him that pirates are rampant in this era. Upon hearing this, Ren stopped in his tracks. Robin gave Ren a curious look. This move means that Ray Ensang was quite concerned about the matter in front of him. But, isn't there just two little kids in front of you? It's fine to be perfunctory. Such a complicated question, even if you tell them, they may not be able to understand it. Sit down. Ren sat down on the side of the road and patted the haystack beside him. Ace. Sabo wanted to pull Ace away. He himself is not afraid, but he thinks Marine is too dangerous for Ace. But Ace sat down carelessly. Because this is the first time he got different answers from others. Have you really seen the world? The world? Ren asked calmly. I have never left here. Then all your answers and cognitions are not your own, but brought to you by the people around you and the surrounding environment. You are not the real you, so you don't know your own existence. In the sense of, how do you know? Ace looked at the man in shock. I have always been the deepest and most tangled confusion in my heart. Was it noticed all at once? Do you think pirates are cruel? Cruel? I saw a pirate group with my own eyes. Ace nodded. Then do you think nobles and marines are cruel? This isn't the life of the nobles very good. Isn't Marine also on the side of justice good? Ace was a little uncertain. He hasn't experienced or seen so many things. The indeterminate terminus hasn't burned yet either. He still doesn't have a concrete idea of what aristocrats are like. You see, you are not sure. You just judge whether others are good or bad based on your superficial identity. This is superficial, and superficiality will make you unable to find the right direction. It's time for a walk after dinner. Let me take you to see this country, and then you can look at the world again. You can come too, said Ren, looking at Sabo. Me. Sabo froze for a moment. Aren't you going back first? Robin asked. You go back and wait for me first, and make the reimbursement by the way, although Garp has invited guests, but the higher-ups don't know. Okay. Speaking of this, Robin also got excited. Reimbursement of public funds is what she likes best. It is the one that interests her the most among all government affairs. Where are we going? Ace, you said he wouldn't take us. Walking in the forest, Sabo was a little worried. He whispered to Ace's side, whispering. Probably not. Ace didn't think so. He doesn't look like a bad guy after all. Ace has always trusted his instincts. The terminal. Soon a few people came to a place Sabo Ace was familiar with. Look at the high wall that separates the garbage station from the kingdom. Ren picked up a person with one hand, jumped into the air with one step, flew into the sky in an instant, and leapt over the tall wall. Ah, let me go. Sabo Ace was startled. If you struggle and fall, you will die. Hearing what Ren said, the two became honest at once. Ren floated in the air and came to the noble gathering area of this country. It was not very late, and the homes of many nobles were lit. Look at them. 83. Ace Sabo's ideological change. Are all Marines as excellent as you? Seek full order. Advertisement. People of two worlds, follow the prompts in Ren words. They all looked at the noble family. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. What does Ren mean by this? It seems that he just picked a nobleman at random. However, what he said really captured Ace's mood at that time. 1. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Iokiji. Isn't that a matter of course? That's our Marine Chief Inspector, a political commissar. He may not be the best at fighting, but ensuring the mental health of Marine generals is his forte. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 and no. 2 Rocks. I thought he came here for a purpose this time. It seems that he just happened to be rising. What is so special about the nobles in this country? It can be used to educate 2.5 feet who have stepped into pirate's little monster. Dragon no. 2. If it is a common noble, maybe there is nothing special, it is nothing more than a glamorous life, but the nobles of the Goa Kingdom are indeed different from ordinary nobles, they are more twisted. No 2 Kaido. Even you say that, it seems that there is indeed a difference. Close black lens bracket. Without waiting for everyone to delve into it, the singing video gave the answer. From Ren perspective, this is a glamorous, wealthy and happy noble family. It was true at the beginning, the family of 3 enjoyed themselves happily. Parents are teaching their children all kinds of learning. There is learning of musical instruments and learning of knowledge. At the beginning, the parents looked satisfied, with a smile on the corner of their mouths. But after making a few mistakes, their expressions will instantly become extremely indifferent. Even in exchange for a severe beating. If you don't study hard, how will our Viscount Coulter family get close to the young lady of the Marquis family in the future? Do you know how many suitors she has? You are our hope to continue to move forward, how can you behave so badly? You are tired of studying this little, and now you make frequent mistakes. The aristocratic father whipped out the whip and beat the child, who was about the same size as Sabo, until he was dripping with blood. Until the butler came forward and said that someone was visiting late at night. Their parents just walked downstairs. Give him to Baron Knox's family tomorrow. We have wasted too much time on this biological son. It's time to consider adopting a more excellent one. Can't we find a Viscount family like us? If we give it to the Baron's family, what benefits can we get? Baron Knox has recently mastered an excellent child population transaction relationship. We want excellence adopted son, so we can use his relationship. So that's the case, it's because the master is thoughtful. It's me who is superficial. The noblewoman showed a satisfied smile. This smile, at this moment, makes many pirates in the two worlds feel a little 743 creepy. It was this short scene that allowed them to see an extremely distorted power struggle. In order to climb up, even one's own blood can be easily given to others. It also involved child slavery. While talking, they are obviously used to this kind of thing. They don't see anything wrong with it. It is not an exaggeration to say that this distorted perception of power is crazy. Immediately made many people feel a kind of cold decay. They are not chasing power, but a group of puppets corrupted by power. Sabo took a look, he was used to it, after all, his life was similar to this. Ace was also dumbfounded. The nobles who have always thought of a happy life are so inhuman. As the life of the little nobles so difficult, Ace would rather think on the bright side. To think of them doing this is helpless. But when the Viscount's parents went downstairs and greeted the guests, they showed spring-like smiles. It is hard to imagine that they were forced to be helpless. For them, everything is just one transaction after another to climb up. Look at another one. Rennes didn't just look at one. Rather a jump, across a few streets. Go deep into the highlands. They stopped by the manor of a great noble family, the Duke's family. Here are a few adopted children, and a few parents and children are staying up late to study. The Duke said that as long as one of you can establish a good relationship with the prince and princess, you can change your own destiny and the destiny of your family. Do you want to marry a lowly noble or become a member of the royal family? Quote. I don't want to be a lowly commoner. I don't want to be a lowly commoner. Hee hee. Some children learn to learn and keep talking to themselves. There is no light in their eyes, they are as numb as puppets. Some are already crazy, and the crazy children will be cleaned up as garbage. After killing, throw it directly into the garbage bin. The lucky poor may be able to find some valuable items from these corpses. And changed one or two, and finally found out. Dave, everyone from kids to grown-ups is in for a crazy Game of Thrones. You can't see human nature, you can't see family affection, and there are only transactions. There are also nobles who are torturing civilians who offend them. The lives of civilians are nothing to them. Paul, it doesn't matter. The life of an inferior person is not life at all. Kill him. How dare a mere pariah be your friend? An adult squatted beside a child who was only 5 or 6 years old. Advertisement. Handed him a knife and instructed him to kill the terrified child from a poor family who was tied up. At first, the noble kid was a little bit resistant. But under the adult's lobbying, his eyes gradually became numb. He took a knife, walked over, and muttered to himself. You are not worthy to be friends with me. You are not worthy to be friends with me. You can't make people think that I am with ordinary people. Children have made friends. I am the heir to the noble Earl family. He sent a knife to his former friend. Stop. Both Ace and Sabo couldn't stand it anymore. They are also a pauper and a noble. Someone died before, and that was before they came. And those numb noble children, they don't know what to do. But only once befriended nobles. If you are about to be killed. This is too ridiculous. The two struggled, and Rennes let them go. The two just broke through the window. Dazed for a moment, he and Ace glanced at each other. Then act quickly, bang bang a few times. Knock down the noble father and son and the guards next to them. Save this innocent civilian child. Heading all the way to the terminal of the non-deterministic object. Followed by a large group of guards chasing them. Rennes watched silently from the air. Seeing this, the other nobles also watched curiously. No one stepped forward to help, and the nobleman made an embarrassment. As long as some minor nobles operate well, they may have more opportunities. The two were very fast, making 7 turns and 8 turns, but they reached the gate of the terminal. At this point the door is closed. They have no way to escape. That's when Rennes swung a palm. The strong wind blew. Countless guards were blown away. Ace and the others were thrown over the wall by the strong wind. You have seen the lives of the nobles. Who do you think is more cruel than the pirates? Rennes asked lightly after landing. I don't know. Why? Why are they all crazy? It's scary. Ace couldn't give an answer. But if possible, he would rather face those vicious pirates. I don't want to face these nobles either. Sabo was silent all the time. Now do you think that the chaos in this world is all the fault of the pirates? Rennes asked again. No. Ace can give an affirmative answer to this question. Nothing to do with pirates here. Pirates are criminals, and this is aristocrats, a system of upper-class people. There may be an affair, a deal between the two. But it's not anyone's fault. Aren't you the chief inspector of marine? This is a very high official, can't even you save this country? Sabo raised his head suddenly. He looked at Rennes expectantly. Sabo has always known the situation of the Highland nobles. It's just more about knowing your own situation. He thought that most nobles should be normal. Only their family is not normal. Now let Rennes take them through the country from an outsider's perspective. The nobles in this country are too abnormal, too weird. It's not like a normal person at all. You have not been assimilated. I said that you have strong independent thinking ability and know how to think further. If I tell you this, you may understand that the aristocratic circle of the Goa Kingdom does not only exist here, but it is basically the same in the whole world. It's just that the Goa Kingdom is crazier and more extreme. I'm just a big inspector. You let me change the whole world. This is somewhat embarrassing. But such a kingdom is not right. It is strange. Sabo has an extraordinary way of thinking. It's like a ray of light suddenly bursting out when the darkness reaches ultimate. When every era comes to a dark moment, such people will always be born. It's not right. Let's end here today. You are too young to accept it because you have seen too much at once. However, it is necessary to be cautious when looking at the world with a single eye. Quote. At this moment, it's not just Sabo Ace, but many people, including top powerhouses. Ren taught a lesson. I know we know. Ren finished and left. Advertisement. A few thoughtful people were left behind. Is it basically like this all over the world? Then, leaving this country is nothing more than falling from one vortex to another. Sabo looked at the direction Ren was leaving. Very unwilling. He realized, maybe I can't really escape. Open black lens bracket no two rocks. Nobles are still disgusting. Especially this country is more prosperous. Close black lens bracket. No. Two smoker. If the nobles are like this, how can you blame the pirates on this sea will be more and more, they can't survive, what can they be if they are not pirates? Smoker used to hate pirates, and didn't really like the bureaucracy in Marine. But compared with this aristocrat who is already insane and makes people feel like Hong Kong people. He suddenly felt that there are more and more pirates in this sea, it is not unreasonable. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kaido. What a crazy nobleman. Such a country must be easy to control, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Aokiji. Is this the case for most nobles in the world? Even the Marine Chief Inspector can't change anything, close black lens bracket. The Marine Inspector cannot be changed. How much can the Marine Marshal change? The problem of nobility has always been put behind pirates by many Marine generals. Because on the sea, how rampant the pirates are, and the crimes they committed are so dazzling. Unexpectedly, the problem of the nobles is in front of everyone's eyes at this moment. The severity is stronger than pirates but not weaker. At this moment, many people who yearn for justice and light feel a little suffocated. As if no matter how hard they tried. Exclamation mark. Nothing can be changed. Some are hopeless. Ace, tell me, can I change this country? If you can't escape, Sabo doesn't want to escape. Huh, Ace looked at Sabo in surprise. But this question, Ace can't answer. But they rethink their future in life. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. Garp. This is the real teacher. Although he only showed Sabo Ace and the others a side of the kingdom, he taught them how much. Thinking in all aspects, rather than being influenced by other people's single thinking. At this time, the Sabo kid has even sprouted the idea of wanting to change the status quo of the Goa kingdom. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kizaru. It feels unreal to say this from a pirate, close black lens bracket. No. 1 Flying Squirrel Vice Admiral. The Dragon King Admiral is now also the king of the Goa kingdom. He has made great changes to the existing aristocratic system. Now the Goa kingdom is not only the entire East Blue. The most beautiful country, and the country with the highest happiness index in the world, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Dragon 2. Did Sabo change the Goa kingdom? Close black lens bracket. The dragon was shocked. He knew the situation of Goa kingdom. But the kingdom of Goa has been rotten to the bone from beginning to end. If he wants to change, he has to leave a large number of troops and revolutionary army cadres. It is possible to change this country after taking down the kingdom of Goa. But at present their revolutionary army is still in the guerrilla stage. He has the ability to take down the kingdom of Goa, but he must keep the kingdom of Goa. It means going to war with the world government. The revolutionary army does not yet have this strength. And the number 1 video is still playing. Ren is in Windmill Village these days. Ace and Sabo often come to chat with Ren. Garp watched his heart skip a beat. Because he already told Ace about his life. He was very worried that Ace would slip up. So I often come here, and pretend to warn Ren. Don't spoil the children, especially the bureaucracy of the world government, don't instill it in the children. Vice Admiral Garp, you're thinking too much, I just see Ace Sabo's talent is good. Teach them some punching skills. Ren said flatly. Only your strength. Garp said disapprovingly. No one Garp. Ahem, don't blame me. Who made Ren hide so deeply? Without the previous comparison video, I didn't even know he had such a powerful strength. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no 2 Sengoku. Why do I feel that Ren is becoming more and more like the real teacher behind the 2, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no 2 Aokiji. I feel the same way, close black lens bracket. Children, you can teach them whatever you want, and nothing will go wrong. Better. Garp turned and walked away. Ren-san, pirates and nobles are like that, so are all marines and government personnel as excellent and powerful as you. Ace asked with burning eyes. A few days ago, Ren took them to see the real side of Goa Kingdom. Both kids have a bit of adoration for Ren. No. The Marine and the government have their dark side too. Ren, words made Marine and the 5 elders of the world government a little uneasy. 84. Witness the darkness in the world. Tragedy in the town of White. Seek full order. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket no. 1 rocks. I thought that Ren would hype Marine's goodness, so as to lead the 2 to the way of Marine. Judging from the attitudes of the 2 these days, it shouldn't be difficult. Close black lens bracket. No. 2 rocks. I thought so just now. At this time, strike while the iron is hot and directly instill Marine's thoughts of justice, which can affect their values to the greatest extent. No matter how good they are, They are still young after all, and their current experience makes them very it's hard to resist this infusion of thought. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Akainu. Don't use your despicable brainwashing methods to figure out my big brother's mind. You don't deserve it. Close black lens bracket. No 2 rocks. Arrogant guy. No. 2 golden lion. Continue to scold a little more. Then fight. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. The darkness of the Marine and the government. This brat really dares to do anything. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Venus. Ren. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. It's all the fault of the video. How would I know that the past will be broadcast? Close black lens bracket. Seeing Ren words, the 5 elders were speechless. Is this the fault of the video? It's because you are the inspector of the Navy. If there is darkness and you don't want to help cover it up, forget it. Do you want to show it to 2 little ghosts? Isn't that afraid to push them to the opposite of Marine? Now it is even more likely to be seen by people from 2 worlds. No. 1 Golden Lion. This guy is definitely interested in the powerful talents of these 2 brats. Otherwise, how could a Marine chief inspector care about their feelings? Garp, you are so stupid, such a you don't even know that Lao Yinbi is working under your nose. Open black lens bracket number 1 and no. 2 Roger Ren is a gift from God. Close black lens bracket. In less than 10 words. But it contains 2 Roger's recognition of Ren guidance and education this time. Open black lens bracket no 1 Garp. Close black lens bracket. It is said that it is Lao Yinbi, so how can it be easily discovered? And, can you please stop scolding? Why do I feel that this comparison is not as happy as I believed? At this time, shouldn't I accept everyone's praise and envy? Does the Marine and the government have a dark side too? Ace Sabo looked at Ren eagerly. Everything has light, and there must be darkness. I just want to go to North Blue to deal with some things. Do you want to go and see together? The duo matured more precociously than Ren expected. I thought they would be about 8 years old, maybe even 10 years old. Thinking can be so mature. I didn't expect that at the age of 6, I could understand many things I said. Hey, are you going to see now? Ace Sabo was taken aback. In their plan, they have to save money for at least several years. Only then will it be possible to afford your own boat and do what you like to do. Now is Ren saying this to take them out to sea? It's going to sea, but because of the rush of time, it's not the kind of boat going to sea that you think. I'm leaving after lunch. It's up to you to decide whether to go or not. Ren is eating. Robin was on the side table, diligently handling all the affairs that belong to the Marine superintendent. She's more of a real inspector Marine than Ren. Hearing what Ren said, his little face wrinkled slightly. Afterwards, he indulged in government affairs again. I'm going. I am coming too. Ace Sabo wants to see the world. Especially this has to do with the dark side of Marine and world government. Ren nodded. After lunch, you 2 get on my shoulders, remember to grab it. Robin, remember to prepare dinner, I'll be back when I go. Understood, be careful on the road. Okay. Sabo and Ace on Ren's shoulders. Had the experience of the previous nights. They don't want to be in Ren hands anymore. Then 2 pairs of small hands hugged Ren arm tightly. It seems that you also know what I'm going to do. Ren smiled gently. Then the whole person is like a streamer rising into the sky. Fly to the distant sky with a whoosh. In the direction of North Blue. North Blue is not adjacent to East Blue, you need to cross the red line. Time passes by little by little. Advertisement. Ren unleashes powerful sexual speed with every kick of the air. He crossed the vast sea. Islands that are prosperous, riotous, are full of wars. At the feet of Ren, quickly appear and disappear. Both Ace and Sabo are dumbfounded. Unexpectedly, in less than half an hour. They have a feeling of reading all the islands in the world. Although the islands are just passing by, but also roughly see the above situation clearly. Many islands are full of war and chaos. There are also countless black dot-like small boats sailing on the sea. This opened up a whole new world of novelty for the 2. They are the first time to leave Goa Kingdom, the first time to leave the island. Not to mention them, even many top powerhouses. It is also rare to see their world from the perspective of Ren. No. 2 Golden Lion. What kind of monster is this guy? Even if I am a lion fruit capable person, I can't maintain such a rapid and long-term flight in the air. But he is like a normal person, and he didn't even shed a drop of sweat. No. 2 Aokiji. The air movement he uses is very similar to the 6-style moonwalk, but it is even stronger and Yamato is perfect. It is completely relying on physical skills to walk in the air. This kind of flying skill is essentially just a short-term burst, which consumes a lot. But he uses the ability of living fruit as a source of energy to achieve flight without consumption. Pervert is a bit scary. No. 2 Rocks. Speaking of which, if someone at the same level fights with him, even if his strength is similar to his, there is a high probability that he will be consumed to death. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. What a pervert kid. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Rocks. Really pervert. Number 1 Golden Lion. Really pervert. Number 1 Redhead. Really pervert. Open black lens bracket Ren. Why do I feel that you are scolding me? Close black lens bracket. No. 1 Sengoku. Ren, please make a condition. Tell me, what exactly do you want to become Marine Marshal? Open black lens bracket no. 2 Sengoku. I never thought that the Marshal of the Marine is not a position that needs to be fought for, but a position that is also asked for by others. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Garp no. 2. That's because Rennes is not from our world. If so, what would you do? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Sengoku. Close black lens bracket. Does Garp have to ask this kind of embarrassing question for a modern Marine admiral? Wow, what is that? Ace exclaimed looking at the majestic red continent in front of him. It should be the red line, I read it in a book. It's what divides the ocean. Sabo replied. Ren quickly led the pair across the red line. Fly all the way to North Blue. After the video fast forwards for a while, it slows down. And Ren has arrived at the famous island of North Blue. White Town, free fans. This is a world-famous commercial island, extremely prosperous. Dense sailing ships from all over the world are parked at the port. There are pirates, marines, major underground forces, and world government. The ground and trees here are as white and flawless as ice and snow. For this reason Frevens is also known as the White Town. The implication is the whiteness and beauty of the fairy tale world. It's so beautiful, what a beautiful town. It's just like in a fairy tale, how can there be such a beautiful place in this world? Sabo couldn't help but exclaim when he saw the town for the first time. Ace also nodded blankly, even though Goa Kingdom is known as the cleanest kingdom in East Blue, without any garbage. But that's because trash and town are drawn on a sharp line. They've always been on the trash side. It's hard to enjoy the so-called cleanliness of Goa Kingdom. But here, no matter the degree of prosperity, or the natural features of this white, all strongly impacted their minds. Where did you abduct the 2 children? You didn't give birth secretly, did you? Ren brought the 2 of them to a luxurious manner. The beautiful Elisa and 2 teams of maids are waiting at the door. Hello boss. They bowed down and greeted respectfully in unison. It's only been a while since we saw each other, and you've become so jealous. We've been married for so many years, and if such a thing really happened, how could I hide it from you? Ren said helplessly. It is the first time for Ace and Sabo to see a scene that is more grand than ordinary nobles. And such a luxurious manner. Ren-san must be rich. They were a little overwhelmed for a while. I always feel that I am out of place with this manor. Ren said, then looked around. It was discovered that in addition to the maid's door of the manor, there were also 2 teams of heavily armed Iron's Chamber of Commerce guards. Advertisement. It seems that the situation is not optimistic. If you really want to stop it, it's not impossible to stop it, but if you do that, you will fall into a new cycle. This time, with your ability, you may be able to save most people and help Irons absorb talents. Build word of mouth, but my suggestion is, this town cannot continue to exist. Elisa said in a deep voice. The faces of Ace and Sabo changed immediately when they heard this. They couldn't understand, could it be that Ren-san is a supervillain? Why, are you going to destroy such a beautiful and prosperous town? Sabo, after entering this island, what else did you see besides the prosperity? Ren looked at Sabo and asked. Ace is slightly inferior to Sabo in one aspect. 0 for flowers. However, in terms of combat talent, it is stronger. Hearing what Ren said, Sabo also calmed down and thought. There are many ships transporting weapons in the port. Although the island is prosperous, there are also many battles. On the way, people in this town vaguely heard some infectious diseases, wars with the neighboring kingdoms, etc. That's right, I observed it very carefully. This island is about to disappear. I'm here to handle some finishing work for the Chamber of Commerce. Let's go inside and talk about it. The destruction won't come immediately. According to the report from the spies in the government, there will be about 3 hours before the fleet and neighboring countries will launch a general attack on the town of White. Alyssa said. Well, that's plenty of time. 3 hours, enough time for Ren to move anything of value. Elisa because of Ren abilities. Just start business in this World Trade Center, don't be afraid of platinum equals platinum lead disease. But in order to avoid any contingencies, Ren also told her to land on the island if possible, or not. Of course, business is better and more profitable here. But if this kind of lead disease, such as upgraded, makes you helpless, you will be in big trouble. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Lakdar. White Town, the richest island in North Blue, the world government once reported that no one on the entire island was spared because of an infectious disease. This is an impressive piece of news. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Luo. You are deceiving. You are deceitful. Poisonous disease is not some kind of infectious disease at all. Poison. The world government indulged such rumors in order to cover up the truth, which led to the outbreak of war between the 2 countries. After they squeezed and used people, they shot them all. Close black lens bracket. No 2 Rocks. Who are you? No. 2 Luo. I am the only survivor in White Town except those royal families. My parents, my sister, all died in this disaster. Their diseases are not contagious, yes. Poisoned. As we all know, the town of White is most famous for ammonium lead. This resource is suitable for paint, tableware, cosmetics, and even weapon manufacturing. It is the best material, bar none. 1. No. 2 Luo. This has brought a steady stream of wealth to the town of White, and the people in the whole town are also engaged in related industries, but in fact, collecting this kind of resource will cause damage to the human body. slowly accumulate toxins in the body, and even accumulate and pass on to future generations, which will eventually lead to the death of a large number of people. 100 years ago, the government and the royal family sent people to investigate, and the analysis came to this result. But in order not to damage the huge profit chain, they concealed the truth, deceived the people, and let people continue to engage in such slow death jobs. No. Tu Luo. Until more than 10 years ago, the full-scale Li disease broke out and a large number of people died. They used this to publicize it as an infectious disease, which attracted enemy countries, marine fleets, and government fleets. The attack, countless people were massacred, and the whole town was finally burned to the ground. I am the only survivor. World government and royal family, marine, these are all executioners. Luo sent several barrages in a row. The whole person is constantly coughing up blood due to excessive mental consumption. But now he doesn't care. Seeing my once beautiful hometown again. He touches the scene deeply, even though he knows it may not work. But accuse the high-ranking executioners anyway. Captain, don't say any more. Bibo and other crew members looked at their captain with great worry. With the captain's spiritual willpower, I will forcefully release the barrage words. It is quite possible to directly brain dead and become a vegetative state. Boom. And Luo, the barrage of the only survivor. Posted at this moment because it has to do with where Ren arrives at this moment. So it got a lot of attention. It also set off a huge wave in the hearts of many people. Many people who don't know are looking at this barrage with disbelief at this moment. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. If what this brat named Luo said is true, then the world government and the royal family are damned. Close black lens bracket. Because of one's own desire, disregarding the life and death of the people of the whole country, oppressing them for 100 years, after several generations. In the end, they have to be labeled as infectious diseases, leading to the outbreak of national wars. Borrowing a knife to kill, and then destroying the corpse. Such behavior is even more brutal and bloody than the direct burning, killing and looting of pirates. That's been used for generations. The evil of his crimes is beyond description. No. 2 Rocks. This guy said so carefully, I think it must be true. World government, royal family, marine, they are the biggest pirate group in the world. 28. No. 2 Luo is still staring at number 1 video. He wants to know how the other white town ends. 85. Akainu. I am willing to bear all the infamy for my elder brother. Seek full order. Advertisement. Ren said there would be government and marine darkness. No one thought he was talking nonsense. They're just curious what the marine and darkness of the world government will be like. Some people speculated that there were corrupt elements inside. Some people speculate that marine is playing a pirate to rob the town. Some people think it's the mischief of celestial dragons %. These are as evil and dark side as possible. But they never expected that this is a darkness that has shrouded hundreds of years and gone through generations. Everything Luo said, if true. Then, for nearly 100 years, Po-led disease must have always existed. It's just being the royal family and the people above. Use various excuses to suppress and flicker. Now it's just accumulated to a certain point. Inherited to future generations, it exploded after reaching a critical value. The medical level of White Town is also ranked among the top 10 in the world. The reason may be related to the large number of patients and intractable diseases in this country. Even Aokiji, Kizaru, Akainu and other marine generals frowned. World government has some dark side, they also don't know. Even Akainu sometimes implicates innocent people for the sake of the overall situation. But it will not count innocent civilians in this way, not for justice. Just to satisfy the greedy desires of the upper classes. This is not what he thinks is justice. Number 1 and no. 2-5 elders all look ugly. Especially the no. 2-5 elders, they didn't expect that there would be survivors in that disaster. In fact, there is, and the problem is not too big, because the flow of news is not fast. Moreover, the power of public opinion is in their hands, and one person can spread the word everywhere. How many people believe it? What if they believe it? At most, it is like a stone sinking into the sea, and after a slight ripple, it will soon return to calm. But now it is different, there is a comparison video. If there is such a video to play out, the bad influence that caused was so great that, 967. It will even directly shake the foundation of world government ruling the world. But what can they do? There is no way to end this comparison video. Kaido, if this is true, this is a good opportunity for us. At that time, we can directly overthrow the world government in the name of crusade against tyrants, and I think it will attract a lot of people. Rock's number 2 had a cunning and sinister look in his eyes shine. Boring. To conquer the world government is to conquer the world government. No name is needed. Strength is enough. You don't like it, and I don't like it, but the world likes it. You think too much. If they really want to join, they will also join Kizaru's new marine. The exposure of this matter will be most beneficial to Kizaru's new marine, especially with the support of Ren behind it. You mean to say that my charisma is no better than an admiral? Rox was very unconvinced. It's only been a few decades, and the world has forgotten its own terror and strength. Old captain, the times have changed. Now is not your time. Except for a few old guys, not many people remember you. Even if you remember, compared with Ren, you are just a loser who was counted to death. Can the appeal be stronger than others? That's me in another world. There is no difference in the eyes of the world, that is you. So, did you really look for a chance to kill Rennes first? And at the moment, because Rennes is a presence of contrast. While fast-forwarding the second video, there is actually another number 2 world split screen. This video is the town of White in World 2. At this moment, in the town of White, the corpses are everywhere, the flames are soaring, and the blood has stained one street after another. The world government's fleet and soldiers from all over the world are all fooled into wearing gas masks. A bloody massacre of an entire town, a fairy tale town of yesteryear. At this moment, it has become a veritable purgatory on Earth. The line of sight fell on the young Torafallo. Because in another video, his fate will intersect with that of Rennes. Luo was on the run, and on the way he met a nun he knew. The nun told him that some way the soldiers would let them and the children go. And comforted Luo. There is no despair in the world, and the light of salvation full of compassion will come to us. But because Luo's younger sister was still in the hospital, Luo hurried back to the hospital. But the hospital where the younger sister was located was set on fire, and the younger sister failed to escape. He also witnessed his parents being shot dead by soldiers. And tell her kind nun and those children, when he rushes back again. They were all killed too. In the sea of fire, Luo was distraught, and finally he hid in a pile of corpses and crossed the border. Advertisement. Escaped from the town of White and became the only survivor. And Luo, who suffered a great change, had a mental breakdown and twisted, and became a lunatic. And he himself was suffering from the lead disease, which is not contagious but has almost no cure. Only get op fruit, with rich and superb medical technology and knowledge. It is possible to survive. After learning that his life is not long, the twisted and crazy love. There is only one thought, and that is to kill enough people before you die. Whether they are good guys or bad guys. Kill them all. Crazy Luo, just want to destroy everything. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. This is the tragedy that happened under the influence and permission of the world government. A kid who has a family and a happy life is driven into a lunatic. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Kaido. This kid is completely crazy, what awaits him is death, this kind of crazy eyes will definitely become a very powerful pirate in the future, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and no. 2. No, he didn't die. The one who sent the barrage just now is also called Luo, with the same name, and he said that he is the only survivor, so it should be him, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no 2 Rocks, didn't he suffer from that kind of lead disease? Can he still survive? Close black lens bracket. No. 2 Lockdar, is this the truth of White Town? Open black lens bracket no. 1 Golden Lion, world government is much crazier and crueler than the original Rocks pirates. Good people, just like that, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Aokiji, is such justice worth protecting, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Sengoku, what happened to the White Town on our side? At the beginning, I only heard a few words from the world government. It was also an infectious disease. I didn't understand it in depth, close black lens bracket. Video 2 continues to advance. Crazy Luo found Brother Ming and wanted to join the then 25-year-old but already notorious Don Quixote family pirate group. Wanting to kill more people, Brother Ming saw his childhood shadow in Luo. So instead of killing him, allow him to join in. Afterwards, Luo stayed in the pirate group, received various exercises, and became stronger. A failed attempt to kill Corazon, one of the cadres. It was also saved by Corazon's cover. In order to keep Luo alive, he took Luo through discrimination and hardships, looking for famous doctors and op fruit all over the world. And Luo once again felt the warmth of humanity from Corazon, and slowly regained his humanity. But when he got the op fruit, Corazon was shot dead by Brother Ming in order to protect him. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Sengoku. Rosinante from another world is dead. How come? Close black lens bracket. Even though the video is fast forwarding. But the speed is enough for them to see clearly. Seeing the moment of Corazon's death, number 1 Sengoku was stunned, a little unimaginable. But those are the things a gentle Rosinante would do. It fits his character so well. And the Rosinante of this world is alive, not dead. In other words, the fate of the White Town on their side and this Luo should be different. Otherwise it wouldn't be in this Ren-related twist of fate comparison video. Under the serious eyes of everyone, video no 1 inch continues to play. Aren't the world government, marine, and the royal family justified? Why? Ace and Sabo from Ren conversation with Alyssa. Knowing the truth about the town of White, they can't understand who is upholding justice. Even darker and crueler than pirates. It has fully used the entire kingdom for nearly 100 years, and many generations. There is no justice here. Benefits. Ren just gave 2 words. Is it possible to ignore the life and death of so many people for profit, and to labor them, and throw them away like garbage after using them? Even burn them all? Ace finds it hard to accept this cruel reality. This is the justice and the answer you have to think about. I just want you to know that in this world, as long as you live, you will inevitably come into contact with the corresponding darkness. No matter what kind of identity or family background you have, these are nothing compared to what kind of person you aspire to be. Who you become is the most important thing, not that you are influenced by the past and family background, and you have to become who. Ren. 2 words made Ace and Sabo both think. It also touched their young hearts deeply. Suddenly Sabo looked up at Ren in surprise. He realized that Ren might have guessed Ace's identity. This is to remind Ace, don't be fooled by the influence of your parents. Don't think about all the influence he brings. Instead, you should decide what kind of person you want to be after seeing the truth of the world. While the two were thinking about it, Elisa continued, it's a good thing that the town is destroyed, at least they won't be enslaved like this in the future, but there are a lot of residents in the White Town, so if we want to act, we have to do it as soon as possible. Many people in White Town are very good at doing business. Expected. Weapon making. If the Irons Chamber of Commerce can swallow all the population, the strength of Irons, basic team can at least double. This is a list of important talents, but it is not an easy task to transfer the population of an entire town under the watchful eyes of everyone. If it is exposed, even if you are the Marine Chief Inspector, it will be very troublesome. Alyssa said and handed Ren a list of personnel. The above is the list of talents that the Irons Chamber of Commerce focuses on. Don't worry, the executor of the mission this time is Xiaoji. As long as he uses cover-type bombing to create a scene with no survivors when the warship is attacking, it is basically enough to deal with it. But there are still many residents in White Town who don't believe that other countries and the world government will destroy this town. Elisa said quite distressed. It's not surprising. After all, their ancestors have lived here for so many years. Things haven't really reached a desperate situation. They always hold on to a glimmer of hope. At this time, we need to be villains. Let the guards go to the town for some detonate the bomb at the iconic building. After causing panic, it's up to you. If some people still don't want to leave, then they can only resign themselves to their fate. After all, good words are hard to persuade, damn ghost. Just do as you said. I have been operating here for many years, and I still have this appeal. Elisa said confidently. Advertisement. I'm going to see these key talents. Ren walked out of the village with the list. Sono, meet Ace and Sabo. Will the world government and other countries really bomb here? We'll find out in a few hours. My sister's illness is still not cured, we will not go anywhere with you. Xiao Xiao loves her sister Lami. Luo's parents are both doctors, and they are looking at Ren with embarrassment at the moment. Mr. Ren, we are very grateful to the Irons Chamber of Commerce for its help and sponsorship, but the equipment here is well equipped, and once Lami leaves here, the disease will worsen even faster. This disease is terminally ill, but terminally ill also needs to be cured. It is a little time to live as long as possible. And the hospital is well equipped, which can also reduce the suffering of patients. The main reason is that they feel that the situation on the island should not be that tense yet. Boom boom boom. But at this moment, there was a strong explosion sound outside. The sound of rioting suddenly resounded through the entire street. That's why I'm here. With a flicker, Ren came to Luo. Luo was taken aback, then Ren raised his hand and sprinkled an emerald green light. Lami's illness recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye. Luo's parents looked at the scene in disbelief. All the values of the body have returned to normal, and they are in a very healthy state. How is this possible? Luo also looked at this unexpected visitor in shock. I didn't expect the problem that had troubled them for so long. It was solved like this. Now you can leave with the Irons Chamber of Commerce. Of course, thank you Mr. Ren and Ellie for us. Ren followed suit and went to those important people who have patients at home. Healed them with fruit power. Time passes by little by little. On the border of White Town, the kings of neighboring countries are afraid that the infectious disease will spread to their country. Under the hint and permission of the above, a large number of soldiers pressed to the border, just put on protective clothing. Before I could attack, I suddenly saw explosions billowing into the sky from multiple places in White Town. What's the situation? It's not time for a general attack yet. The generals of the neighboring countries looked confused. Some didn't know what happened, so they hurriedly asked their superiors for instructions. At the same time, on the sea level of the town of White, the multinational combined fleet and the world government marine combined fleet appeared. Sakazuki Admiral, the plague is severe, White Town, and will enter the shelling range in 2 minutes. Yeah, I see. Sakazuki Admiral checked the time. Then in the puzzled eyes of this rear admiral, walk slowly to the bow. Meteor Volcano. 3.3, Akainu ahead of the shelling and ships approaching the town of White. Unleashed a devastating attack on the town of White ahead of schedule. Akainu's full output, hundreds of volcanic bombs blasted into the sky, breaking through the clouds. Then it aimed at the town of White, like thousands of meteorites. It fell down quickly again. Covered the whole town in a flash. Boom 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 boom. Look at the town that was bombarded by volcanic bombs in an instant. The rear admiral and marine around were all looking at Akainu Admiral in shock and fear. Akainu Admiral is too decisive, too brutal, too positive. Even before reaching the shelling range, they took the lead in launching such a terrifying attack. How do I feel about this trip? Only Sakazuki Admiral is enough. Will this accidentally injure innocent people? After all, some children may not have. A colonel looked at Akainu with some hesitation. Always felt like it was overdone. Even if the island may already be plagued by plague. But what if anyone is spared? Is it a little extreme? Shut up. Say anything that can shake the morale of the army, you know the consequences. Seeing this, Rear Admiral quickly reprimanded. Although Akainu Admiral is usually mild, but encountered this kind of plague that may infect several islands and several countries. His lava fruit purifies everything. He thinks there is no problem, everything is excusable. Akainu has no expression on his face. Even this time, he may be misunderstood by his colleagues. But for the great cause of Big Brother, Sakazuki is willing to bear all the infamy. Entering the shelling range, the whole army is shelling. Boom boom boom. The artillery fire all over the sky also roared instantly. The armies of various countries are also waiting at the borders. After the indiscriminate bombing, they will enter the ruins and destroy the survivors. They really attacked. 86. Sengoku. Damn me. Mr. Ren officially starts classes online. Seek full order. Advertisement. In a valley about 5 kilometers from the town of White. Filled with the entire population of the town of White. From the heights, Ren, Elisa, Sabo Ace and others are looking at the beautiful and sinful country and town. The volcanic bombs all over the sky swept everything, and the endless shells pulled into pieces of darkness. Wash the earth over and over again. Ace Sabo watched this scene in disbelief. World government and Marine really got their hands dirty. Literally going to kill everyone. Just because they don't want the world to know the truth. Going to kill everyone just like that. Hearing the sound of the bombardment, Ronaldinho couldn't help but also climb to a high place, looking at this homeland in the distance. It's a sea of fire right now. If we hadn't listened to Lord Elissa, we are now. The people of the whole town are grateful to the Iron's Chamber of Commerce for a moment. But they didn't forget that there are some people who think they have a backer and think nothing will happen. Now it has become one with the sea of fire. After several rounds of shelling, soldiers from neighboring countries also rushed into the town of White. Make up shots to survivors. Make sure that no plague spreads to their country. Strange, even in such a violent bombardment, there should be more than this few survivors, right? The army commander from another country led people and searched several streets. Only a few dead bodies were found, and occasionally 1 or 2 injured people were still alive. Before they can speak, shoot them. Talk. What if I infect myself? It's not surprising. You all saw it just now. There is a monster on the Marine warship. The magma man who just became Marine Admiral these years, even the corpse will be melted by that round of ferocious volcanic bomb attack. Really, it's brutal. Now we'll save trouble. It's a pity that it's a plague, otherwise we can find a lot of gold and silver treasures. Now I dare not touch it. Flame Tongtian is burning. Open black lens bracket no. 2-gram lock doll. A living fruit of paramesha is so powerful that it can easily cure the terminally ill paralyzed lead disease. It won't be easy to regenerate a broken limb. Close black lens bracket. 30. No. 2 rocks. His outstanding personal ability has long been used to it, and he should be more concerned about the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. This is the common Chamber of Commerce. In just a few hours, so many populations can be completed. The transfer. Even the world government can't do it. No. 2 Kaido. Listen to them. The Iron's Chamber of Commerce has been operating there for a long time. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Whitebeard. Even so, this is not something that any unofficial force can do. Close black lens bracket. No. 1 Golden Lion. 5 Elders, you believe me. This guy dares to act like this today, and tomorrow he dares to hit the Holy Land and call himself the king of the world. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Sengoku. I don't think there's anything wrong with Ren-san's approach. Do you want to watch these innocent people die? And since Ren ability can heal them, this kind of thing shouldn't happen. Close black lens bracket. 5 elders wanted to question Ren, but Sengoku said so. They don't think it's necessary anymore. Go back and find a senior world government official and say that this is what they did on their own initiative. It's just that in this way, the majesty of the world government will still plummet. But what can they do? The darkness is presented like this. They are also passive. Number 1 Venus. Everyone, don't forget that we are not from the same world, and Ren, identity is the chief inspector of marine, which means that some of his actions also represent the government. As for the corrupt personnel in the government, I will find out and give everyone an explanation. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Golden Lion. The world government is really shameless. It is obviously the credit of Ren himself, as the perpetrator, he still wants to get a share. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Redhead. Really shameless. Open black lens bracket number 1 and no. 2 Rocks. Disgusting. Shameless. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 and no. 2 Whitebeard. Shameless. No. 1 Venus no. 2. Presumptuous. The marine generals of the 2 worlds also want to scold. But after thinking about it, let's forget it, the meaning is the superior's superior. Even if you don't like it, you can't just scold it casually. Otherwise, it may cause much trouble in the future. No. 2 Red Earl. What a scary guy. The Iron's Chamber of Commerce is definitely more than just one chamber of commerce. Transferring so many people, even the section of the border is their people, the valley prepared earlier, only after careful consideration can one discover how terrifying this chamber of commerce is. Open black lens bracket Ren. Of course we are not an ordinary chamber of commerce, but we are the number 1 chamber of commerce in the world. The sea is so chaotic, and we have a little influence of our own. Isn't that normal? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Golden Lion. What a normal fart. Which chamber of commerce can do this? Close black lens bracket. No. 2 Luo. Thank you. Number 1 Luo. I never thought that the White Town in another world would be like that. Advertisement. At this moment, Luo, the captain of the guard and chief physician at the headquarters of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce, finally spoke. Although he can see this video by looking up. But I was performing an operation on a patient just now, so I can't be distracted at all, I must finish my work first. Ren is able to cure most patients. But it does not mean that medical skills are useless, after all, it is impossible for Ren to treat people all day long. And once it is scattered in multiple places, such as when a war starts. Ren also doesn't have a clone technique, so doctors still have a big role to play. After watching Luo number 1 in the video, I realized at this time that there is no white town of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. It's not as simple as just being destroyed and dying some people who don't want to leave. But all my family members died, and I went crazy. This kindness is greater than what I have always imagined. My family, my sister are all alive in another world, it's great. The nun is right, there is no despair in the world, and the light of salvation full of compassion will definitely come to us. Although it came to another me, but it is also very good. No. Tu Luo passed out completely after saying this sentence. The thank you barrage sent just now has already surpassed the limit of his spiritual power. Captain, are you all right? Check it out. It's okay, it's just that I've lost my mind due to exhaustion. It won't turn into a vegetable. Probably not. It's no wonder that I in another world was no match at all when I confronted him for the first time. This is indeed an existence that ordinary people can only look up to, Sabo. Can you see what is coming? Number. The people in White Town, after this great change, no longer have any sense of belonging to the world government, the marine, or the princes and nobles. They will become a powerful force that is completely loyal to the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. Sabo replied after thinking. That's right, especially since there are still so many talents in this important city in the world. He is probably playing a big game of chess. But these things, the 5 elders and other high-ranking people can't see it, only us who often talk to the bottom, only those who deal with it can see this. For the 5 elders, at most they think that Ren of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce is very selfish, cares about his own industry, and wants to expand the industry. So, 5 elders will eat a lot sooner or later loss. No. 2 Dragon said with a smile. He saw it, but he wouldn't be kind enough to remind 5-star. Boss, you said you in another world, do you still have any relationship with Ren secretly? No. 2 Sabo suddenly asked curiously. I'm afraid, it's hard to say. With my character, I should still try to draw Ren into the revolutionary army. Open black lens bracket and no. 2. Having seen the darkness of marine and world government, did those 2 brats still become marine in the end? Why? Close black lens bracket. It's not just the ant who doesn't understand, many strong people also don't understand. Logically speaking, this level of darkness is enough to make people completely lose confidence in the world government and marine. Now it's Marine Admiral. Video 1 continues to play. By the way, there's a newcomer in North Blue that's making a lot of noise recently. It's called the Don Quixote pirate family. Do you want to beat them up? Let's hit it, that's right. There is a cadre named Corzone inside, don't accidentally kill it, that is Sengoku's informant and child, if you accidentally kill it, Sengoku may have to take it all day long. Look at me with a black face. New. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Brother Ming. Damn it, you just randomly decided my fate like this. At the beginning, I tried my best to avoid the giant Iron's Chamber of Commerce. Bandit killing. I suffered heavy losses and had to flee to the Grand Line for refuge. Number 1 Golden Lion. You are still lucky, that fellow Ren didn't pay attention to you at all. If he made a move himself, with your strength, would he be able to escape? Even I have to hide all these years, damn Brother Ren. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Whitebeard. Scolding every day, you don't mind it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Golden Lion. If I can fight, do I still need to scold? Damn Newgate, don't stand and talk without back pain. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Whitebeard. I'm annoying too, okay, you're alone, unrestrained, a pirate group like me can't run away, and you often have to accept challenges from the marine alternate admirals. Open black lens bracket no. 2 Golden Lion. I see you enjoy fighting, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket no. 1 Sengoku. It turns out that Rocinante's fate changed here. No, Ren, how do you know that Rocinante is my informant? I never told you about it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. I see, you are my colleague, it's normal to care a little bit more, close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. Sorry, I misunderstood you before. Although Sengoku feels abnormal, but compared to the results in another world, he can accept this as not normal. At this moment, Sengoku is full of guilt. He used to think that Ren is pure world government eyeliner. It was arranged in the marine headquarters to monitor himself and all the marines. For this reason, I used to show him a lot of face. I didn't expect to be in this kind of casual action. He actually cares about the safety of his informant. Advertisement. Damn me, I even gave him a face before. Video 1 starts fast forwarding, with Ren handing over the aftermath of the town of White to Elisa. He brought Ace and Sabo back to Windmill Village. The calm attitude made everyone feel admiration. It seems that this event is a catastrophe for others. In his spare time, he was easily solved like this. Now you have a rough look at the world, and next, you can think about what kind of person you want to be in the future. Ren waved his hand, leave the 2 of you a free and easy back. Little Ace and Sabo watched quietly, stunned in place for a long time. I didn't come back to my senses for a long time. As soon as Ren entered the tavern, he was greeted with a burst of chatter from Robin, saying why he came back so late. Listen to Ren trying to explain, and force. Coax Robin's voice. Ace and Sabo look at each other and smile. 577 if they can. They want to be Ren. Although he has seen through the darkness of the world, he still has tenderness, kindness, and freedom in his heart. Just be as strong as him. 3 days passed in a blink of an eye. It is different from Sabo Ace in the number 2 video, fighting the bullies and fighting the beasts. No. One Ace Sabo frequently goes to the tavern every day. This worries Vice Admiral Garp very much. Vice Admiral Garp is also training Ace and Sabo these days. In addition to Ace, Sabo's powerful talent also surprised Garp. But, Garp at this time has seen too much of the dark side of Marine. Knowing that Marine is often full of helplessness. For example, about Rouge's mother, he just watched so many innocent children and mothers being implicated. But under the tough attitude of the world government, the protest he issued to his superiors fell into the sea. This makes Garp wonder, is it really good to bring Ace and Sabo to Marine? Garp is not sure, let them choose when they grow up. Later, when he faced Luffy, he also had the same mentality. It was nothing at first, but Garp never expected that his home would be stolen by the red hair. You guys are actually studying here. No. One Garp said because he was worried that Ace's identity would be exposed. So I have been paying attention to the whereabouts of Ace and Sabo recently. Turned out to see Ren in the tavern teaching some kids. Sabo, Ace, Robin, and Ace, who has never been able to sit still, was able to listen honestly and with great interest. This made Garp exclaim incredible. Garp listened at the door and found that it was just a basic literacy course, so he didn't care. A little more relieved, and it looks like Ace can keep a secret. Looks like there should be nothing to worry about. Garp took a look and didn't bother them anymore. And just when Garp turned his head and left, Ren flipped the blackboard over, revealing an exploded diagram of the human body. According to my research over the years, I have studied the structure of the human body and hockey clearly. Look at the nerve endings of the brain. We only need to stimulate the human body accordingly. You should be able to feel these emotions and parts. A mysterious force will surge out from the brain and every cell in the body. I call it hockey's treasure. Let's take a look at the fighting skills related to the human body. Ren held the pointer in his hand and pointed to the human body pattern on the blackboard, explaining a completely different class from just now. This scene immediately stunned all the powerhouses of the two worlds who were watching the video. Especially Garp from the two worlds, the expression on his face at this moment is unprecedentedly exciting.